Okay, Tom.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Charmed Persons. Let's jump right into today's session. Simultaneously, all that you hear is your heartbeat pounding in your head. And at the same time, there is a cacophony of sound around you as the Jade Dragon is deep underwater and currently being filled from various cracks and crevices with rushing water. You hear the cracking of wood, the snapping of beams, as you all look around at each other, reeling from the seconds that this happens. Immediately, Edmund grabs something from the inside of his coat, slams a piece of parchment down on the ground, and gets to writing. What do the rest of you do?
I
give up.
I go to see what happens
Give
to
up?
the rest of the crew. No, not Quinn. Mud. I try to go to see if I can find the rest of the crew, so we know who's.
You start making your
available.
way through the hallways. It's immediately becoming the scene of Rose and Titanic making her way to rescue Jack. You're waist high in this hallway of water as you're pulling yourself through. You see a couple of crew members coming out of their cabins, wondering what's going on. A good number of the crew members are or were up on top of the deck. And so you start making your way to them.
I would
try to find anybody.
I would have said, just because I don't know what's the best option. Any crew member I see, I go, come together, go to our bunk, go to our bunk. We need to all be together, just so we can keep track of everybody.
Yeah,
I just usher them in that direction before going up to the top. Sorry.
No, well, you let's say you run into sorry. Here we go. You run into Taya, Wave Rider, as she's pushing her way through, and she says, "No, what are you talking about? We got to get back up to the top. We're sinking. Something. We were hit by something." And she starts making her way to the front of the ship.
I grab a hold of her. We're surrounded by water right now. Get in the room.
What are you talking about? Get off of me! She's gonna try to push you away.
I let her.
You let her? Okay.
Yeah, I let her.
And then she just starts turning around. She's like, "Get a hold of yourself, man!" And she starts running to the. Water. I mean, water's pouring down. She can't even start heading up the steps. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm trying to go up to the surface too. I want to see, what our immediate surroundings are, if there's anywhere to go.
All right, so you start wading your way through the water as well. Maywin, what are you doing?
I want to make sure that I am with Batty and Quinn's body. So I would probably...
they're all in this room with you.
Okay. I would put Quinn on Batty's back.
Okay.
And try to follow where it seems like most everybody is going.
Okay.
I get our scuba gear.
As Morton is trying to direct everyone into the room, everyone begins to leave the room.
Mud,
what are you up to?
Do we have any oh shit, we're sinking gear on the boat that I don't know?
Yes, you actually, as a crew member of the ship, you do know that you have in the captain's quarters, which is on this level of the ship, you don't have any gear that would help you already being underwater. You have scuba gear that would help you skim the water at the top. So you don't have any gear that would help you, but you do know that the captain has 4 potions of water breathing hidden in his room. Not hidden, just stashed away in his room.
Well, then I'm going for that. I'm going for those.
Okay, all right. Achilles, what are you up to?
I think while honestly fighting an anxiety panic attack from surfacing, I'm immediately making for my room, and I want to try and get the sending stone that Tayaroth gave me.
Okay, yeah. So you're immediately heading to that. Well, I'll say easily enough. You because people heading up to the surface, it's going to be a lot harder for them as they're actively fighting a plume of water coming towards them. But you're able to just kind of pull your way to your room. You find your sending stone. What do you do?
Well, first of all, sorry, Zach, I should have clarified. Would I have known that like we got teleported to? Would I be able to like put two and two together that like we were teleported to the water?
As soon as you like step out in the hallway and see the amount of water that's rushing in and like what happened, like, and you know, your mother being the magic that she is, giving you many like warnings of what high level magic can do and how it like. It's, you know, it can take a lot out of you. It needs to be worded specifically. All of that experience from your past, I would say you would have a healthy assumption of what has happened. Yes.
Okay, great. And into the sending stone, trying to like regulate my breathing so I don't completely sound out of my depth. Pun intended. Tayaroth, we have been teleported to the elemental water plane. We don't have that much time. If you can find us, if you can find our location, please. We need help. We need healers. We need to get out of here now.
We cut from this moment to hundreds of miles
taking a
away.
bath.
To hundreds of miles away. Chadwick, you are currently annoyingly sitting in yet another lengthy council session in the castle of Tayaroth. Here with you is Madame Tayaroth and the other council members. You have Scylla Cantor, Lady Kira, Henrik Lyvander, and also Ambassador Quinn Toole is not here as he was arrested and, well, removed from the council. But everybody else is here, and his position has not been replaced yet. And over these past couple of days, you've been droning on and on about exactly what should happen with the power here in Tayaroth. And you find yourself just thinking of your friends and not really paying attention to the conversation that's been going on. You've been putting forth a very good effort to be present and knowledgeable, and you know, you want to help this kingdom as much as you can, but even you have your limits, and you're having a moment of just kind of daydreaming and not really paying attention to what's happening. And you feel a familiar right inside of your chest, and then a dampness like that immediately like comes through your shirt, and you pull it out and you see the letter from Edmund. However, it is written incredibly like it's just like in scrawled, fast, scribbled handwriting, written in short bursts of words that don't make grammatical sense. But on this letter it says, "We teleported to the primordial heart on the water plane. I wished us here. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I love you."
As soon as I read that, I quickly stand and say, "This council meeting is adjourned. Madam Tayaroth, you stay. Everyone else out."
What?
Everyone else out
Chadwick,
right now.
So like Henrik kind of like rolls his eyes and stands up and leaves. Lady Kira, just like who wasn't even paying attention, kind of like, oh, like she thinks like, you know, it's like lunchtime, and so she goes and she heads out. Scylla does kind of like is taking her time. Is there something that I can help you with, King?
Remind me, is she like a magic user?
Scylla is Madame Tayaroth is amazing as she is, and she does have access to a lot of things. She's just a normal.
Shut up.
She's just a normal woman.
That's my mom.
Maybe a low-level magic user, but
Okay.
she's mainly, her power comes in her political prowess. Scylla, on the other hand, is a wizard.
Okay.
And you know that she is magical and one of the more powerful magical users that you have access to. And she also has, if you recall, Silas specifically, she had like a standoffish to Chad, but it was more of a prove yourself to me and less of a like Ambassador Quintil obviously hated you, and then Lady Kira, you saw right through her like feigned support and her like fake bitchiness. But Scylla, although like hard exterior, does seem to have the best interest of the kingdom in mind, and so she stands up and she says, what is happening, my king?"
Yes, Scylla, you may stay, and I just like beckon them over here so I'm not shouting at them from where their various seats.
As the two of them and some guards, or as the two other council members and guards escort them out, a couple of King's Guard do stay in the council chambers unless you specifically ordered them to leave.
That's fine.
Okay. As they're leaving, Madame Tysroy and Scylla kind of like come over to you like, what's going on?
I'll put the letter on the table and like shake off as much water and like try to flatten it out so they can also see this letter. And just say, I just received this letter from Edmund. I think they've
I'll be right back. Scylla sprints out of the room.
Fine.
Madame Tysroy says, okay, all right. She looks to one of the guards. Fetch, grab Henrik, who just left. Any water breathing potions that we have, we need them right now. And she leaves, and as she is reaching into her pocket, she reaches in and she pulls out a stone that is already glowing, and you hear the voice of Achilles through this sending stone. And Achilles' message is played. Madame Tysroy responds to you, Achilles, in this moment, and she says, yes, we are aware of the situation, Achilles. Edmund has informed us. We are currently trying to scry on your position. We can perhaps have Chad teleported to you with supplies. Stay vigilant. And she puts down the sending stone. Do you say anything back, Achilles?
No, I'm just like, okay. And then I'm just very vigilant of the water that's pouring in. And then I'll, I guess, trying to practice calm breathing as I make my way back to wherever we had originally congregated. Trying to not, again, I'm just trying to not show how freaked out I am.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Probably not doing a great job.
Madame Tysroy looks to you, Chad, after responding to this message. Okay, I don't know exactly what's at our disposal here. My brain is working as quickly as
what
it
do you
can.
know of the water plane? Is it just water? Is there even a chance that they can find?
It is a vast ocean. There is air to be had. If they could find their way to the surface. However, if they teleported to the primordial heart, I can only assume that would be something deep on the ocean floor. So I know what Scylla's doing. Scylla's grabbing her scrying orb so that we can see their location. However, she's not going to be able to teleport you to the water plane. It has to be on the same plane of existence. The best that she can do is teleport you to right above the abyssal eye if we can, so that you just fall into the abyssal eye.
That's fine. I can undo this. I can fix this. I don't stop what you are doing. Get as many potions as there still is available, and get the scrying orb. But I'm hoping that we don't need to go to a bottom of vast ocean to rescue them. Just give me a second, and I'll think about the Fates card again, and want to stop Edmund from making a wish.
Okay. You can, just to clarify, you can go back, so you can make an event that happened not happen. So you can go back and make him not make the wish. But that doesn't mean he can't then, after a second, make the wish again, if that makes sense.
Sure.
It doesn't just, all I'm saying is like, it stops him from making the wish, the decision of the wish when he did, but it doesn't hold that decision away from him, which is fine. But like you know how the Fates card works, and you know that specific. So if you do use this power, which you have the potential of doing, if you do go back, you don't know how long you'll have for him to like make the wish again, basically.
Okay.
Could be because you don't know how that's going to manifest to him not doing it in the moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it could be hours or it could be seconds.
Then I would at least wait, because I assume that I probably wouldn't have the scroll back if I made this happen. So I would wait for God, I already forget her name.
Sila.
Yeah. For her to come back so she can immediately send a sending message to Edmund and say, "Don't make a wish until Chad is there."
Okay. All right. So Sila comes running in with her scrying ball covered in this velvet blanket, this purple velvet that she rips off, sets it down on the table. Edmund, right?
Yes.
Okay. Her eyes kind of like glaze over, and you see on the orb cloudy images moving back and forth until eventually you see, almost as if you're looking right over his shoulder, the visage of Edmund, currently in a room of the ship, holding on to his breath. The water's probably up to his chest level. He's like reaching the top of the ship, and you see him trying to like move throughout the ship.
Yeah, I mean, that would make me use the Fates to hope to stop this.
Okay, so do you want
seeing him almost drown?
Do you say that? Well, he's up to his chest, and so he has seconds at least, if not like minutes. But do you just immediately use the power, or do you want to tell Sila about the sending message?
I would tell her to hold the sending until I say so.
Okay.
And tell her exactly what I want to say, and then basically like do whatever I need to do to use the power, and then tell her to send it.
Okay. So you tell her before you use the power to send the message. Like, not to send the message before you use it, but you tell her before what to send after you use the power, basically.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Okay, cool.
Yeah, to basically prepare her, because I think you're clarifying because she probably won't remember because we're going back a little bit, but
yeah,
I don't think would think of that. So he's
trying
to set everything up,
so
if she forgets, and he'll say it again. But either way, it's like a go back in time.
Yeah. So we cut back to everybody else. Flint, I need you to make a athletics check for me.
Okay, no problem. No problem. 14.
14, that's enough. You start pulling yourself up these stairs as this plume of water is hitting you, and you feel the necklace on you already start to like glow, the gem that powers this necklace. And you step into the plume of water, and as the necklace glows bright, you inhale the plume of water, making it easier for you to start moving. You just start moving in the water, and then you're eventually swimming. And you start swimming through this plume of water. It's still a rush of current, so you're having to like fight through the current to get up to where you are, but it doesn't take you long to reach the surface of this of the ship. And you look around and you see that you are a couple 100 feet on the bottom of the ocean. You see barely a glimmer of light dancing on the surface of the water above you. Around you, the ship is just sitting on... the ship is actually straddling what looks like a small chasm that goes even further down. And it's been... And you see that the ship looks shipwrecked. Like, there's like huge holes in the hull now. And that's what you see right at the beginning, until you see Captain Rex Sea Devil. You see him like just floating in the water. You see the two twin brothers floating. you see Toucan Sam just like floating in the water, and they are all lifeless and just floating. Make a perception check for me.
Okay. A -1.
A -1. Okay. So that's all you see right now. It's hard to like pay attention to anything else. Maywin, you and Batty are trying to head to the surface with Quinn.
With
and
Quinn
Batty?
and Batty. And I would like to, before we start swimming, like tie a little rope between all of us so nobody floats away.
Sure. Yeah, I'll say that you're allowed to do that. You get up to the stairs and there's just a plume of water coming in at you. I mean, Batty like looks at you like, "What do you expect me to do right now?"
So who's still behind me?
Behind you, Morton's trying to get everybody back to that room, I think, still.
I'm like by the stairs.
Morton's like right there next to you, not really knowing what to do, I think. Morton's like looking up at the surface, looking back, like, what do we do?
There's water everywhere, man!
You know that Achilles is like, he's back in the hallway a little bit. Mud seemed to have gone the opposite way of everybody else, so you don't really know where Mud is right in this second. And you know Flint went in front of you.
I'll just make a roll for myself to see if I would even think of. Nope, wouldn't think of that. I'm gonna just kind of look at Morton and say, "What do we do? Where's Rosie?"
It's fuck if I know. The only thing I could
Actually, now that you asked that question and think about it, you have not seen Rosie.
I mean, I'm undead, and so I'm going to be fine. But the rest of you, I don't know what to do. I mean,
wait, where's Rosie? Where's Flint? Where's Mud? Where's everybody?
Mud, we cut to you. You are currently at the back of the ship. In your haste, you didn't really think about it, but if you remember, the only way to get to the captain's quarters is to go back up onto the ship on the deck and then head back down the stairs.
I'm extremely athletic.
So you make it to what I was gonna say is it's up to you. You make it to like the deck below, and you get to the wall, and you think you have two options. You can either axe down this wall and get into the captain's quarters that way, or you can try to swim back up through the plume and then across the ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna hack this wall down.
Of course, yeah. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. You're a big guy. You just start swinging away, crack, crack. And luckily, because it is a smaller compartment and his door was closed, water doesn't start pouring into this area until you crack open the ship. And so you start walking on a bit of a drier area of the ship. You make your way. It's not like you staked out this place, but you know where the captain keeps his shit. You go to the chest underneath his bed, you pull it out, there's a combination, you hammer the lock off, lift it up, you find 5 potions of water breathing, and you find you would have to take the time to put it on, but you do find a pair of mariner's armor. Which basically just means your swim speed is your walking speed while underwater.
That would take way too long to put on.
It would take a while. It would take at least like 10 minutes. With light armor.
I don't have that kind of time, Zach.
Probably not. No.
Could I? Is it quick to like put it in my bag, or would it be like?
Yeah, you can just shove it in your bag real quick.
Okay. I'll do that, and then I'll drink 5 potions of water breathing.
Okay.
I'll take all 5, and I'll try to get back to where I was and where I saw like May and Morton and all.
Okay, yeah. You make your way back to the stairs. May, Morton, Taya is also there. Achilles, you walked back into that room and like no one's there. So do you go join everybody else back at the stairs, or what do you do?
If I'm being like really honest, I don't want to be like no. But I feel like with all of this stuff happening in a row, I think that it's probably getting the best. Like this is probably getting to me
for sure. Yeah, the pressure.
And I think I will try to find people. but I'm not probably thinking super clearly. And in this moment, the thing that I'm going to instinctively do is like, I know that like I have pretty much no magical ability myself.
Yeah.
Besides like very basic stuff, but just opening up my consciousness. If like
roll an insight check for me.
Cool. 23.
Okay, I'll come back to that. Outside your door, as you're like opening your conscious, you see like a flash of movement as Mud like makes his way like swimming past your door. Mud, you get up to the staircase where Morton, Taya, Maywin, a floating baddie at this point with Quinn on top of her, are all at the stairs. The water's getting up to neck level at this point.
I'd give everybody, I'd give myself one last.
Okay.
Including Batty and Quinn.
I don't need one. I don't need to breathe. I'm undead technically, so give it to someone else.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get to that.
That's right. You're not.
As you pass out the water breathing potions,
I'll also touch Batty, and I'm gonna cast. My eyes will close. I don't know. You'll hear a little jingle. I don't know how magic works with mud. And I'm gonna cast Beast Sense, which means I can just see and hear through Batty's eyes.
Okay. For an hour. Yeah. Do you activate that immediately, or?
No, it's just something I can.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, for sure.
I can do that too.
Do you take the potions of water breathing, Emily? And
yeah, I would drink one. I would give one to Batty, and I would give one to Quinn.
So as you're starting to do that, the water fills up this ship. Achilles, you're on the back end, so it's like it fills up for them first, but it's about to fill up for you. As that happens, it does calm the plume of water rushing in. So you are able to.
I feel like Mud would know
about your senses.
Time it to where we can like try to burst through the door once it started to calm.
For sure, yeah.
So there's not
easily
pressure
enough
coming in on you.
You start doing that. You burst yourself out from the door. You like see Flint ahead of you guys floating a little bit. Achilles, as you're now floating in your room, just opening your conscious with a 23 insight, you can feel the presence of your fellow crew members screaming, freaking out. Their minds are filled with terror and adrenaline and anxiety. And then you touch on something massive. You feel the presence of something ancient and gargantuan. And the overwhelming feeling that comes to you just as a large tentacle reaches towards you, Maywin.
What the fuck?
Is hunger. But then time stops. And Chad, you are standing in the castle, and just like what happened last time, almost as if there's like a sphere of unaffected time around you just starts reversing. And you feel yourself reversing as well, your movements, but your consciousness stays the same. And after a few seconds of this incredibly vertigo feeling sensation, you are landing in your chair, your hand comes up to your chin, and time starts forward again. The rest of you, we'll get back to you. So Chad, you are back in the position. You were in this position for a hot second, but like as you felt the reverse of time, you felt the letter go back in your pocket, poof away, and then a little bit more time passed because there was some time between the wish and his letter.
Right.
And you're sitting there, and then time resumes. What do you do?
I interrupt the meeting again and burst up once more. My chair probably flies behind me, and I just look at Sila and I say, send a message to Edmund immediately, telling him not to make the wish until I'm there.
She just kind of looks at you questioningly. There's about 3 or 4 seconds of like, what the fuck are you talking about? But then you see her send the message, and everyone else, you're back on the Jade Dragon, above water, like about 50, 60 miles away from where you just were. Your hands are all in the center of the room. You actually, no, you're all holding hands at this point. You're all holding hands.
Quinn is holding Edmund's hand for sure. We made that happen.
You're about to take a deep breath, and you see Edmund begin to open his mouth, and then he stops. And he like takes a second.
What's going on?
I just got a message from Sila, Achilles. She told me not to make the wish until Chad comes. How did he know we were about to make the wish?
Do you make him do that, or is that a different?
Zach, sorry, would there be like any indication that like this had happened? Like,
as far as you guys know,
like my heart still accelerated, or anything? It's all okay.
Yeah. Everything that you just experienced happened on what is now a different timeline.
Cool.
We just debated this for 45 minutes. Now we're not going to do it.
Yeah, I don't understand why he would. How did he know we were about to make the wish? I don't understand how.
Is there any role I could make to like have a theory as to how Chad might know? Because I don't think I know about his mind powers.
Did Chad tell? Did you tell people about your Fate's power, Chad? You're muted.
Sure am. I think I did. I don't think I maybe told everyone what exactly happened to make me use it the first time.
Yeah.
But I think after I came back from drawing the more terrible second card, I think I told people about like how there was this other timeline, and that's how I knew certain things were going to happen, and we like evaded the creepy guy in the forest and things like that.
Yeah, and I said, and you would, and above all people, you would tell Edmund.
Oh, 1,000%, yes. I told him everything that happened.
So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that in this moment he realizes, I've made this wish before.
What do you mean?
Chad just stopped me from making this wish. But something very bad happened when I made this wish.
The wish is worded perfectly.
He probably made the wish wrong.
You've wished for the primordial heart before. So you had the heart?
Chad has... I don't know if some of you recall, but Chad had one more use of the ability of the Fates card he pulled from that deck. He could make an event that didn't happen, that happened, not happen.
Excuse me?
Oh.
It's something that we didn't want to tell everyone in Tayaroth because we needed to have some leverage in case we needed to...
So what happened? Why didn't it?
I don't know. And as all of this is going on and this like debate is happening, we cut back to you at the castle, Chad. Sila looks at you. All right, I sent the message. What's happening? You're muted.
God damn it. Yeah, Sila, please. I'm sorry, everyone. This meeting is adjourned.
Same reactions. Henrik like stands up and walks away with his eyes roll. Lady Kira's like, "Oh, with lunch," and she walks away.
Sila, will you get your scrying orb, please?
Yes.
Tisroy, will you grab tell someone to get every water breathing potion that we need? That was a good idea when you said it the last time. And I need to go back to my friends as soon as possible.
Right. What happened, my king? Grab Henrik. Any water breathing potions that we have, bring them here.
If we could have the room, Madam Tisroy, I will gladly share.
Just you and me, yes. Well, guards, Sila, please return when you have the scrying orb. And slowly but surely, everybody leaves except the two of you. What happened?
A while ago, a little help, and I found something called a deck of many things, and drew cards from it that some gave great power and some great sorrow, but the one I had was the ability to change something from happening. And I've used it once before, and I just used it again as a wish was made that wound up making the boat that they are currently on go to the water plane, and
Oh my.
they started, of course, to likely could have drowned, but
Yes. Wow. That's a lot to take in.
yeah, didn't want to share again. It's a lot, but was something that.
Well, if you stopped them from doing it, are you sure you need to? I mean, are they okay now?
For now, but I'd rather go and make sure that they understand what happened to them, to at least the knowledge that I saw.
Right. I don't know if we have the ability to have you bring anyone with you.
Yeah, I figured I would be going back alone.
Okay. Until Sila returns, give me a moment.
Of course.
As this debate is going on back on the ship, Achilles, you you didn't have it on you. So.
Oh, the sending stone?
Yeah, you didn't have it on you.
No, it was in my room.
So, never mind. You see her you see Madame Tysoy speak into her sending stone, and kind of get frustrated.
A second, girl.
I would say, you don't know that it's.
Well, I guess I would say maybe, Zach, if you'll allow it, if Edmund had said because I'm sorry, I can't remember. Did he say something like Chad would have sent a message to not? I know not Chad specifically sent it, but Chad had given.
He alluded to the fact that Chad made the decision and ordered the message. Yeah.
I think on that point, I probably would have excused myself to go back to the room to get the sending stone.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you walk in there to see a message waiting for you on the sending stone,
cool.
And
light
you,
blinking.
and you press play, and the message says, "Is from Madame Tysoy," and it says, "Achilles, we've learned of where you are. Apparently, the wish that you were about to make sent you all to the water plane, and it's too dangerous to do right now. The king is going to be with you shortly.
Oh.
You need to be ready for his arrival.
Okay.
You will not have much protection on your side.
Protection?
It'll just be you and Edmund, really, that we can fully trust." And then the message ends.
Huh?
Are we not doing the wish? What's going on? Achilles just walks out of the room.
Morton, I understand why this is confusing. However, Chad magically knew that we were about to make this wish, which only leads me to believe that I made it and something bad happens. We should just wait until he arrives.
I will come back into the room. His Majesty, King Chadwick, first of his name, will be joining us on this ship very soon.
Dope.
Do we have a time when?
I was not given a specific time frame. I was just told that as soon as possible they would be teleporting him.
Did they tell you what happened?
I was told that apparently the wish that was going to be made, I'm still very confused as to how all of this is working, was going to teleport us to the water plane and not have the...
Oh my god.
We would have gone there and it wouldn't have come to us. Again, wish spells. Not super reliable.
So what, was it a matter of wording or something?
Wish spells are incredibly fickle. It's almost as if the spell doesn't want you to make whatever you want to happen happen. It's a very frustrating...
The more complicated of a wish you ask for, the more they can go wrong.
More complicated than fucking less complicated than just bringing the stone to us.
Morton, I think that I think Chadwick, or actually Edmund, probably just saved all of us.
Edmund just kind of looks down.
Something happened that made Chadwick aware that this was about to happen. We might have... This was probably very, very bad.
In the meantime, Scylla has returned to you, Chad, and she brings out the scrying orb. My king, who would you like me to scry on?
Every time, Edmund.
Right.
I just
Yeah. You see her eyes slightly glaze over. You can still see the iris and the pupil, but a fog kind of goes over them. And that same fog swirls in the scrying orb. And just like last time, you're looking over the shoulder of Edmund, but this time he seems to be kind of like trying to calm a room full of like
not surprising.
yeah, a room full of people who are like asking a lot of questions but you do see that they are like the ship is not cracked, water is not rushing in. They do seem to be safe currently.
Mud is doing some push-ups just to get a little pump in before the king comes on board.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. You see a really hot guy doing push-ups.
That does appreciate that for a moment.
As this like image is wrapping up, a couple guards walk in with like it looks kind of like a bag, but it like those bags that hold potions that are like they're not bags, they're like velvet scrolls that roll out, and then there's like little pockets for them.
Like
it's like one of those
sauce?
Things. Sure. It's like one of those things, and one of the guards rolls it out on the table, and you see 5 potions of water breathing on the in the thing. Madame Tysra looks at you, and she says, "I'm assuming time is of the essence, my king."
But yeah, I mean, it seems by what we just saw that there is obviously confusion of what happens and why I sent the message, and for ease
We don't want to
of
risk them doing it
communication.
again.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think I need to go there as soon as possible.
Achilles has a sending stone. You have your letter. You must keep us updated, my king.
Of course.
We have not figured out this issue yet. Okay. There is still a kingdom that needs a leader.
Yeah, of course.
Silas kind of like looking at both of you. So I'm assuming that I need to send you to your beloved?
Yes, if the scry and everything was enough for you to teleport me there. Again, I still don't quite know how all of this magic works, but if that's enough.
I've not it's the scry definitely helped. It's not going to be guaranteed, but I should be able to get you at the very least close.
Yes, and if it's in the water close, that also is fine. I will not hold that against you.
Wonderful. She comes up to you, and there's a bag, that is an adventuring bag that's like packed for you, and those potions are put in and given to you. Your weapons that are maintained and polished regularly have been brought to you. And as you are officially outfitted, Madame Taishroy puts a hand on your face and says, "Please take care of yourself, my king."
Of course.
Scylla walks over to you, and she puts 2 hands on your shoulders, and she says, "Have a nice trip." And her eyes like flash with this green energy, and I need to roll a D100.
Oh
Yes.
God.
Yes.
I go to the water plane, and
like, oh!
She just drops me on top of the abyssal eye.
It literally just says roll
Into the mouth of a definitely kraken.
Definitely a kraken.
It's just stuck on rolling the dice. Come on, roll 20.
Like 500 feet above the ship. We're just waiting.
Just hear a thunk.
If you have
we're looking in the wrong
isn't it,
direction.
Zach, am I wrong? If you have like an item or something of like where you're trying to teleport to, like, isn't it?
If you have an item that is based in that location. Yes.
Okay.
It's not like it can't be. It's like not like a person.
Gotcha. Excuse me. Sorry.
So if
No,
if I laid a duke.
Now roll 20 is just.
I would have to then have your duke.
Is roll 20 being
that
for
happen.
anybody else?
Hey Chad, look at this.
I'm not noticing anything.
Now it's good. Okay. I'm gonna try my D100. 65. Okay, for viewed once, which is what this would be with a scrying thing. This is gonna be, or actually, what is? Let me see.
I don't know.
There's also a. Okay, no. Seen casually is someplace you have seen more than once, but with which you aren't very familiar. Viewed once is a place you have seen once, possibly using magic. So this is a viewed once, which means Chad with a 65, you are magically teleported, and you appear in a much more tropical destination than the one that you left. There's clear blue sky above you, vast ocean around you. It's honestly beautiful and welcoming. And then you fall about 10 feet and slammed into the ocean. And you, but you turn around and about 20 feet away, you see a large green wooden ship with the figurehead of a dragon and sails that look like the splayed webbing of dragon wings kind of sailing through the ocean. And a beat happens, maybe you like start to raise a hand, and
I like to think that Sam just saw me appear and fall.
well, what I was just about to say is from on top of the crow's nest, you see a figure jump and dive off, and then a pair of colorful wings spread out and start to head over to you, and you see beginning to circle you is this toucan Aarakocra, and he's just kind of looking at you. And he shouts down at you, "What's your business?"
Hello. I'm Chadwick. The king, part of A Little Help. Those are most of my titles, I think.
Put up your hands.
Okay, this armor's real heavy, so if I
put up your hands.
Okay, I was just like,
you put up your hands. He swings down, and his two talons grab your hands and start to lift you off the water and bring you over. And as all of you are sitting there, kind of like talking on the ship from above you, you hear like a thud on the ship as Chad is literally just like dropped onto the ship.
He's here.
I mean, Chad like hero lands. You know, he does like he lands on like all. On like the the 3-point hero stance, but it's still like it's a heavy drop, Achilles, you kind of instinctively open up your mind and you touch on Chadwick's mind.
He's here. He's here. Okay, everyone, straighten up that bed. Clean up. It's God.
You don't need to clean up. We know Chad.
Oh my God.
You know Chad in a much different way than we do.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
right.
too much.
No, you're actually friends with. No, you're friends with him. That's right.
Mud is panicking, trying to make his bed.
No, you specifically. Button your shirt.
Well, I mean, you're not my boss, man, but like the king's coming. I'm gonna clean up.
I walk past Achilles and I just put my hand on his shoulder. It's gonna be fine. You're fine. You're fine. And I walk past to go see if it is really.
Yeah.
Chad.
Oh yeah, I'm making my way up.
You all, those of you who do go up on top of the deck, get up to see Captain Rex Sea Devil, currently with his rapier out, pointed towards Chad. And Chad, you see a look of horrified recognition.
Oh, I forgot.
On Captain Rex's face.
I
as the last time he saw a person that looked like you, they were trying to kill him. And he says, "How do I know you are who you are?"
Well, I'm Chad. I'm the one that killed the one you hate. I don't know.
He was much better at talking. That's
fair.
And Chad, you were facing away from them. You feel, you hear the thudding of footsteps, and then feel like a tackling from behind you as Edmund just like grabs you, and he like hugs you and turns you around, and you see like Achilles and Morton walking up as well.
I give Edmund a big smooch and just like hold his face.
Yeah.
And then I'll like go to everyone else and like also make sure they're okay, because I'm sure I saw at least some of them around Edmund also drowning and things. So
for sure,
I do take a moment for everyone.
Flint, do you go up to the top?
Yeah, I do.
Maywin, do you? Or do you stay down with Gwen?
Well, I would go up to greet Chad and tell him about Quinn.
Okay, so you got to go through everybody, and then you see.
Oh, fuck me.
And then you see Maywin. There's something that happened earlier that we should address, but I'll get to that in a second.
Don't like that.
You see
Sure.
Maywin, and Maywin, after you give Chad a big hug.
Quinn's not okay.
Why? What happened?
Yeah, he must have been doing that red dust behind our backs, and Rosie can't wake him up, and we don't know what to
The
do.
doors to the bottom of the ship push open. You see Gilmarie run out. Is she up here?
Who?
Rosie.
No, she was down there with you.
No, she was down there with all of us, and then Edmund decided not to do the wish, and I looked down to see Rosie's reaction, and she was gone. I thought maybe she was pissed, and I searched the entire bottom of the ship, and she's not on the bottom of the ship.
I'll look down at Batty and say, Batty, go look for her.
I turn
Batty
to
nods her head and immediately gets her sniffer working and starts.
I turn to the captain. Did you see Rosie, the gnome, come up here at all?
You're the first ones to come up here this morning.
Well,
but she was here just not that long ago.
Yes.
Oh, she was here.
We were all holding hands, and that's.
Is it? It's not possible to leave someone behind, like, in time, is it?
That's a heady question for this early in the morning.
I mean, I've only used this thing now twice. First time, it was just a reversal of time. It wasn't. No one changed or went missing. It was just everyone went back to the moment before whatever happened.
Do we have any sending abilities? Maybe we can send a message to Rosie, see where she is.
I have a message cantrip, but it's not very far and can't go in through doors.
Well, I mean, we're not. What do you mean it can't go
Probably
through
not.
doors?
I mean, if she still has.
It was good initiative, Mr. Voldemort.
If she still has the other half of the sending stone. Oh wait, no,
She
she
gave-
gave it to the kids.
The kids have the other one. I mean, Edmund, you can use the scroll.
I can try. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Rosie, where are you? Signed Edmund, and he signs
Short
it,
and sweet.
and it flips off.
It flips off.
It folds up into a head, flips you off.
Fuck you.
And,
Oh, that's a new feature.
The letter, after a moment, comes back to all of you, and the edges of it are burning.
Put it out! Put it out!
That's not good.
People immediately, Edmund puts it out. Does
Okay.
anybody here read Celestial?
I do.
I don't.
Okay, so
I
Chad
got it to
and-
pick up people.
So Chad and Achilles, in large celestial runes on this letter as you look over Edmund's shoulder, and he's patting out the flames. You see in large celestial runes, Rosie is with me. She will return when she's ready.
Oh.
And
What is that, a curse or something?
as the flames are put out, you see that it wasn't just random edges of the flames burning, and now along the edges of this letter, in a circular fashion with tendrils speaking out, there's now a background of a sun on the back of this letter.
Hey, Dune, show off.
That's just his normal.
A bolt of
Who does he
lightning
think he is?
strikes Chad.
Okay. Well, I'll turn to. Well, this is. I mean, relatively.
What does it say?
Oh, sorry. It seems she's with Dune, but not dead with Dune, but
Okay. Why is
Dune needed to
Dune
borrow
sending-
her.
That's a
I
very
don't know.
Fucking
ominous.
what?
I don't know. It just says she'll come back when she's ready. So this seems like maybe
You know what? I
a
really
Rosie
feel like
chosen
maybe
thing.
we should have listened to Rosie and tried to talk with our gods better because she gets to do a lot of cool stuff with her.
That's true.
I
It's
talked
not
don't
cool.
like
That's
that.
kidnapping.
You talk to your god?
That's
You
guys
not
talk to
cool, that's
gods?
kidnapping.
Well,
When
I
did you talk
died.
to your? You died. When did you die?
Yesterday.
Was that
It's been a-
yesterday?
that was like
was
an
a few
hour.
hours
that was a couple
ago.
hours
Like
ago.
an hour
I was gonna
ago.
say that.
You're a
Show-
real
show-
trooper, though.
Show
We've
Chad
had
the
a
diamond.
very-
Right back up.
You've got a diamond now, just like Chad.
No, chat. No, that was an early casting of Revivify where Rosie did not know what she was doing.
That was an early casting of
It's
Revivify
just-
where Rosie didn't know what she was doing.
Everybody else, the diamonds dissipate. As
We
she's
had a
casting
very
this.
eventful morning.
But yeah, maybe we should go through what happened, and then I can say what happened for me too, and then we can figure out what
Right,
is
so we were
next with, like,
downstairs.
Quinn and people and everything. Because
We
Well-
don't have to. We can't breathe. Well, let's do it. Let's do it downstairs. Just
wherever, I feel like I got
Sure.
an update
I'll
last
take
night,
that.
and everything seemed
I'm sure whatever
relatively
happened
fine,
to you, Jihad, was pretty
and-
boring in comparison. No offense.
Yeah.
it's true. I don't need to tell you about the council meetings.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Your economics meeting.
But just more like what happened within the last
I'm
really,
actually
like
interested in hearing about
Mud
that.
is really
20 minutes.
super familiar with all of us now. This is Mud, by the way. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
does
Ahmad.
he need to be downstairs for this too?
I'm kind of part of it now.
I mean, I'd rather just kind of talk to my. No
You're gonna
offense
want
to
me
you and the
there.
rest of the crew.
You're gonna want me there.
I agree.
Okay, Mud is the only
not
crew
with
member
Mud.
who did not attack us. Technically,
True.
that's not tech. That's not.
It's-
The captain
So
was
the-
on your side.
Captain
yeah.
was on our side, yeah.
So the crew's bad.
There was
No,
there was
there
just there was
was-
doppelgangers. There's now an assassin
why don't
group.
we
There
go
was an
down-
assassination
Why don't we even need
attempt.
to go anywhere?
Yeah, I
The
haven't
location
really-
doesn't really matter.
I haven't really healed. Does anybody have like blood they're willing to give out? I'm in a.
I don't
I'm-
feel
I'm in a
great
little bit of
You
pain.
can.
Anyway.
I'm fine. You can. Here, I didn't take any damage.
Oh, all right. Let
I
me-
also
wait. Do I have healing potions?
Have been sitting
instead?
in a council
We took a
hall all
short
day,
rest.
so
I mean, you have not yet, but you.
Oh, that's true.
You
We go
can
back in
take
time.
one.
gonna.
Oh, then if that's the case, I won't do that.
Yeah, but you
Oh,
can,
wait.
yeah, you can easily take a. You all gather down below the decks of the ship.
With
You
some
take a
cocoa.
short rest as you're gathering with one another.
Yes.
For some reason, do you? Okay, you can't really all fit in Quinn's room, so you're all gonna be in the like mess hall area.
His body on the table.
With Quinn's body on the table. No, Quinn's body's
We
in
need
his
to be
room.
a part of it.
Quinn's tiny.
And Edmund has just kind of finished catching you up with the wish, the way that they worded it, and what happened. And then he looks at you, Chad, and he says, "Now, how were you made aware of what happened?"
It seemed right after everything happened, you sent the sending scroll to me and said, in kind of scribbles, but basically that you made the wish. It sent you all to the plane, to the water plane, and then we scryed on you and saw the water rushing into the boat, and that's when I changed fate or whatever it is.
Right?
Edmund takes a second to focus, and then opens his eyes. I still have it.
Still have the wish?
Yes.
I honestly thought it would be kind of. I mean, I guess I did keep my fate, but maybe we
Yeah, I
saved
still have
that
it.
until. I assume I've been caught up on like going to Mud's family and everything as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
Okay,
for
great.
sure. Yeah,
I mean, maybe we wait until we're on land again and a little bit more secluded, and if we want to reuse it, to reword it, but maybe we focus on Quinn first.
Can you
before
remind
we-
the DM of why you wanted to go to Mud's family? Was it in the
Save
hopes of
Quinn.
finding someone?
They have a
who could-
healer that
Save
can-
Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Time is of the essence. That's why we used the wish in the first place, because they're already near there. If they get it, that's a problem. If they get the stone, but Quinn's in the state
wanna
that he's in.
I don't want to use
mean-
the wish with my family's village. I don't know. It's just
Well,
me
no,
after
that's what I'm
happened last
saying
time.
is instead of the whole boat, we can be a little bit more away from everyone and only risk.
Oh,
that-
smart.
But either way, it seems like this heart is quite deep in a place that is just ocean. and to even get there ourselves, or for the others to get there, will be a feat, and we have no idea what's even down there. I just
As
saw
soon
what's
as
inside the
Chad says down there, you can't really comprehend what's going on, but Achilles, you feel that touch in your mind of something massive and gargantuan and hungry and terrifying. And it's that moment, I don't know if you, Michael, as a human, I've had these moments a lot in my life where my brain has tried to think of something very existential, like the concept of forever or something like that, and you get that cold feeling in the pit of your stomach. That very much happens to Achilles in this moment. But it's a simultaneous thing of like, you know, it's associated with whatever the fuck happened, and yet you have no idea what it is at the same time, you know?
No, there's
can go
something
grab
down
it.
there.
There's something.
What?
Flint, I don't think that's a good idea. But going back to Achilles, what's?
I don't know. For some reason, I feel that there's something guarding there, and it's nothing. It's something that we should be very much prepared for. I know that sounds redundant. Obviously, we need to be prepared for it, but it's something that won't go down easily.
What if we just wait for the Slayers 6 to come back out of the water plane?
Who's to say they'll come out? If there's something there that's guarding it, that was enough that you have some vague idea of it. That's not better. Then we're still in the same spot. Quinn's still time is the issue here, right?
We're going to fix Quinn, right?
Yeah, well, I'm saying that we still should, on the way, help Quinn. I mean, if something were to go wrong and we have Quinn who can't even try to help himself at the same time, that we're all drowning or something. I think that we should help Quinn first.
And what if they're successful? What if they get it?
What if someone dies and we don't have Rosie, Morton?
That's also a very good point.
It's not the fate of the world at stake?
Flint said he can just go and get it. I don't know why.
I can
kind of
Flint says a lot of things, okay?
I'm a strong swimmer. I can teleport. I can breathe on the water. I'm pretty sure I could just go grab it.
What about the thing that's down
and there's
there?
something that's guarding it. I'm sorry, you might be well versed. You're not a
teleport it away because I'm a powerful wizard.
Oh.
Insight.
You're a wizard?
You know, you've seen Flint.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh yeah.
What?
Because I think when you guys landed, I think Flint teleport. Yeah.
How many miles roughly are we away from the Abyssal Eye?
You're a couple days away from the Abyssal Eye. Like a day, like a little over a day to get to the Druid village, and then like 2.5 days to get to the Abyssal Eye.
So like in miles, that's like 100 some odd miles, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And would it add just like a half day or a full day to hit the Druid first? Punch him right in the face.
It would make it because it is definitely on the way. It would probably make it like a full 3 days.
Okay.
You can teleport.
Well, it would add
miles.
half a day to your trip, and then however long you stay there would add.
Sure,
you guys are gonna love my folks. You guys are gonna want to stay there for a while.
I can only
teleport hundreds of miles.
I can only teleport 1,000 feet. That's why we'll take a few days, and I'll just jump right in the Abyssal Eye.
Still super impressive.
Swim on down there.
Again, we can use that as a backup. I just don't know why we need to put ourselves in harm's way against something that's guarding it. A literal world of water. I mean, we have these potions now, but I can say I'm not a strong swimmer.
We're always in harm's
I don't live
way.
in the water.
With your physique?
And
Maywin, this is
I
your
can swim,
brother.
but
Morton,
I also have a lot of armor.
I understand that you're in a hurry to do this, but my brother is unconscious. And if it was your family, we would help you.
I didn't say not to help him. In fact, I'm saying the contrary. I'm saying we killed two birds with one stone.
I'm
so
not
that we
willing
can
to take that risk.
So what are you suggesting, Morton? Realistically, we know what you want to happen, but what are you suggesting we actually do?
We do the wish again and word it better. We know what it was before.
That's
and then we have no way out.
It's too.
It's a big risk.
Seems greedy.
Be right where we were, and then I used my fate. Edmund used his wish, and then we have nothing.
But we
That's
could.
what
I mean, we could workshop it. Like, what if we say?
No matter the Morton, I think the thing that we're forgetting here is that no matter how many primordial hearts they have, we have one.
Yeah.
And it
I mean,
seems like they need all.
Granted, I think they will be more powerful with each one that they have, but they won't be able to fulfill their ultimate goal.
I mean, we beat 2 of them super easy. That was like the easiest fight. So
Plus, if they get it out of the water plane, it makes it way less risky for us to wish that we had it.
And then what? Then what? We have to find it at the bottom of another ocean because
Why?
You're
No.
outnumbered. Morton, you're outnumbered.
Yeah.
what May's saying is if they do
How-
succeed and we can't stop them, then we can still wish it and try that. And if we get sent to where it is, then we're just sent to them instead of at the bottom of the ocean.
and
From a
if they're
tactical
destroyed,
from a tactical standpoint, we don't have the resources. Rosie is gone. Quinn is clearly very much indisposed. We don't have the resources we need to take on a whatever the amount, however big of an army they have, plus whatever's guarding the thing. We simply are not equipped. Right now, look around at us. Maywood just died. Edmund was almost immediately knocked out in that fight. Mud, I'm sure
Pretty
will be
much
incredibly
right away.
useful. He also took an incredibly big hit.
That's like, oh, don't say that.
We are not in a current position to take something like this on. We just aren't.
Achilles is right, Morton. I understand where you're coming from, but the thing is you keep saying like, what if they're destroyed? Well, then it's not going to be in their hands, and we have a lot more time on our hands. The only 2 options are either they're going to get it, and we can use the wish to take it from them, and that's much less risky, or they're going to die, and we have more time to get to it and prepare. I don't necessarily know why the pros outweigh the cons of doing it now.
we'll never be at an advantage to anyone. We'll always not have the resources because look at how many of us are here. There's a plethora of people in the world who are already against us. We'll never be at a good place to go strike out with an army somewhere. It'll never happen.
Could, again, still strike them just as they're exiting the water plane. I mean, they have a dragon on their side.
I
What?
need some fresh air. You all do what you want. And he gets up and walks upstairs.
Yeah, Mud, the person that we're trying to like fight she looks like a normal person, but she's actually a dragon. That's, I guess, the wife to another dragon. That's
Did
like,
you hear about that dragon attack on the city of Bayhoff?
Yeah.
A while
I
back?
heard some criers singing
Yeah.
about it.
yeah, that was
That's
her.
right.
Oh.
Yeah. Though I don't think she would risk herself to go get this heart. That's why she has the Slayer 6.
Well,
Maybe
and
the
I
Slayer's
think
4 now, if we actually killed those people.
I'm trying to think if you learned this piece of information before I give it to you.
Is it about the 2 that didn't their bodies like kind of float away or something?
Their
like
like
that?
soul did.
Spirits?
Yes, but do you remember the direction that the direction?
I don't
well, that-
remember. But
Morton
knew because
the
Wait,
first
yeah.
direction
Yeah.
goes to the south, but then no, you did learn this piece of information. Originally, the full Slayer 6 was down in Fishar,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 of them were sent to Bayhoff. 2 of them got on the Song of the Umberlee to head to the Abyssal Plain, and the other 2 went with Mattia to a 3rd different location.
I definitely
So-
shared that with everybody
So
when it
yeah,
happened.
so Mattia, aka Sendrak the Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
and also the 2 Starlight twins are somewhere else. At the Abyssal Eye is Idro, the Tabaxi samurai fighter, Jaina, the cleric of death, and also Captain Aquariok, who is a water genie.
Right. Oh God, yeah.
Plus whatever crew they have.
Mhm.
So that's the situation that you know currently.
No. Water genie, it's his home turf.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could just swim down there and get it just as. I mean, he might not be able to fight a
I am a
Kraken either,
strong
but
swimmer, by the way. Just
I believe it. Again, I'm
I
not
bet.
doubting
think-
you being able to get to it. It's the guard.
I think
that
what
I'm
Maywin
worried
and His
about.
Majesty pointed out excellent points. If we wait until their resources are drained and we are at full ourselves, that would make a more.
Try to set up an ambush.
I need. Actually, chat. God, some of your guys' passive perceptions are.
I don't have high perception. I'm insight.
Okay, yeah.
Same.
Achilles is passive high, and Morton's passive high, but he's not here.
I only have 16.
I'm on the top of the deck going like this.
Morton's pouting.
Mine's
Steam
14.
rising in the sunlight.
Yeah.
You say yours is 16 though, Chad? Because that's still pretty.
Yes.
good.
Yes,
Mine
it's
is
just
too.
not a 20
Or
like other
perception or insight.
If anybody's passive perception is above 15, you would notice. Mud.
Flint.
mine's almost half of it.
Mine is
You
six,
notice.
mine is
Well,
16.
first of all, Flint, you black out for a second. You don't realize you blacked out because people don't know when they black out, but you are not in this
Okay,
situation
okay.
right now.
Gotcha.
The three of you who have the passive perceptions above 15 notice that Flint's eyes flash an emerald color, and then he's just standing there staring at all of you.
That's got to be a good sign, right?
Hey, Flint.
Was this a doppelganger thing? Is what?
No, that's not what the doppelgangers look like.
Okay.
What's going on?
Why are
Put my
you
rapier
staring at
back.
us there, bud? And Flint, you're not aware of anything.
I'm gonna detect thoughts.
Interesting.
Who's next?
Actually, let me make sure I actually can.
First
do
Quinn,
that.
then Rosie. Now Flint is.
The boat's still moving, right? We're at least headed towards Mud's home, I think.
Yeah,
still.
the boat is still moving. The boat
Okay,
was
great.
moving when you like landed in the boat.
We're walking and talking. I just want to make sure we're walking,
You're walking
and talking.
Yeah.
You guys must really like this Quinn fella, huh?
I really I don't
Yes.
understand why. I've been asking them that for a while now.
You know, you don't always like your family, right?
He doesn't say that. Edmund's.
He does.
Honestly, if anybody's a cuck in this party, it's Edmund.
Wait, does that mean he?
Thank you.
Wait.
wait.
Right.
Detect
Floor now,
thoughts,
cannon,
that's
cannon.
interesting. Surface. Here's what I'll say. Surface level thoughts, you literally get nothing.
Great.
It's as if he's unconscious. Do you delve deeper?
Yeah.
Flint doesn't need to roll this. Somebody else does.
I wonder if I'm
What?
blacked out
Huh?
right now.
What?
Who's Zach? Who?
You're
Who's that
just
somebody else?
you're just sitting, thinking you're saying these things. Is this me blacking out? You're saying nothing.
I wonder if I'm just standing there with emeralds in my eyes.
13 does not beat your spell DC, I'm assuming.
It meets.
It meets.
Everything
He
green.
rolled a 4, then got a 13. Something like
Wait,
that.
hold on. My save DC says 14, but this specific spell says save 13.
Because you use detect thoughts through the helm of
Oh, right.
the helm
Yep,
of
yep,
telepathy.
Mm.
So you sense. I'll say make a Arcana check for me.
12.
You know magic enough to know that Flint is currently acting as a conduit for
Okay.
someone.
Uh-oh.
Condo and Anacock.
Someone is currently, and you know this from doing it to Batty and other animals so many times, someone is currently looking through Flint's eyes.
Great dislike.
I am going.
And-
Okay, go ahead.
But then that's all you can tell before your connection is severed because they beat you DC.
Can I just real quick, like Druid craft a little viney blindfold?
Well, as soon as that connection is severed, Flint, you kind of like blink a couple times and come back to, and everyone's staring at you. And to you, it doesn't feel like any time is missing. It's just like you just kind of like blinked a couple of times, and now all of a sudden everyone's like staring at you, looking very concerned.
I usually do the breaststroke when I'm swimming.
Flint, what just happened to you, buddy?
Nothing.
You guys, somebody was looking through Flint's eyes.
What?
There was somebody looking through Flint's eyes, like sometimes how I look through Batty's eyes.
Oh, you can do that too?
Is that like
Yeah,
a
I can do
something?
that too.
Well,
Too?
yeah,
Mud, you can do that? What?
I told you, you want me around.
All right, let's get back to me. Who was it?
I don't know.
that-
I
Is that
couldn't
a
figure
common
it out.
magic thing? I mean, you and Batty have like a connection. Is that someone?
Achilles, what was your passive perception?
16.
Okay.
I don't think it's that uncommon to be able to do it to an animal, but
Well, correct me if I'm
And-
wrong, Mr. Boulderbender, but you do get your powers through a could it be that whoever is loaning you their powers decided to
Wait,
hitch a
which
ride
of the
for a
hearts? Which of the hearts do they have?
Water.
Oh.
Oh,
They
they have.
Oh, they have the Emerald Heart.
Oh,
Your eyes
no.
were just emerald D.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, do I get my powers from an elemental god that's hoarding over the exact emerald gem that this other party has? Yeah.
That would have been good information
Does-
to have shared, Flint.
Huh, okay. I'm
Do
sure
they
I'm,
like
I don't think I'm compromised.
control you now?
But was
I
it
think
How
you
would you
are.
know?
was it the primordial or was it them? Can someone do that?
I
like
would
with
say
the heart?
you, Maywin, like, you know that like situation that I described with Achilles earlier when he touched on a mind that was much greater than his? That is not a sensation that you got. You have a feeling that whoever was looking through Flint's eyes is of the humanoid persuasion.
Yeah, it seemed like just a person.
Yikes.
This has been the worst morning.
Did you
Ever.
say anything incriminating?
Does that mean that we could use the Recifta Ruby in the same way?
Well, who
Maybe.
would that go to?
Lucas.
Let's
I
find
think.
out.
Lucas? Who's Lucas? Do I know Lucas?
Yeah, you all know Lucas.
Okay.
This information was revealed many, many sessions ago.
Of course I was.
But Lucas, one of the personalities that was stuck in quiz with Edmund, also had an urn.
Oh.
Oh.
What
Let's
the hell's
try.
name? Lucas.
Where's the ruby?
Quinn has it?
Quinn's bag.
I'll go and just dig through Quinn's bag.
It's back
but
of
I
holding.
mean,
Good luck.
Lucas is
So
just,
it just looks like an
Lucas,
empty bag.
A lot of traps.
right?
in
He's
there.
there's not a reason that we need to spy on him right now. I mean,
Right,
spy
yeah,
on
I
him
don't
and he
think
could
so.
be on the toilet or
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
That'd be
Worst
fun.
case
Flagrante,
scenario,
you
we
know?
learn nothing. You know, best case scenario, we learn everything.
it's true. If Flint didn't know he was being
But
spied
how
on,
do we
then
do it?
that's an
Look-
important question.
Hold it up.
Just look in it.
I think I might
have
be.
no
I think,
idea.
I think Flint or I might be able to do it.
I got this. No problem. I step confidently in front of Edmund.
You the way the bag of holding works is you reach into the bag of holding, you imagine yourself grabbing the Recifta Ruby, and then you pull out Malar's scepter, which has the Recifta Ruby infused on the end of it currently. Do you hand it to anybody, Maven, or do you just look at it yourself?
I'll just look at it myself.
Okay, it's
I'll
pretty.
just look like through it. Try to like hold it up in a way that I can like look through it.
It's not the cleanest cut gem in the world.
Lame.
That's on the gods. They really
It kind
should
of
have.
just looks like a ruby. Can I make like an Arcana check?
Sure.
Wow, 9.
Yeah, it looks like a really pretty ruby. For sure magical, but that's about as much as you know from it. I feel like if Flint or I, with the connection that we have, we might be able to
I'll
do
hand it
this.
to
Oh,
Edmund.
Flint, your shoe's untied.
Hey,
Don't trip.
I'm always barefoot.
Flint, do you mind if I just give it a shot?
Sure.
Wow.
Right.
What does someone want to like do a magic help thing on him before he does that? Can someone do that? Is there like a
A magic help thing.
Here
I'm
you go.
speaking as Chad. He doesn't know.
I'll cast guidance and I'll put my hand on Edmund's shoulder. Good luck.
I'll cast Mage
Do you
Hand and give a
actually
thumbs
do you
up.
actually cast guidance?
Yeah.
Okay.
like
So
how
I can
also
totally see you
slap
being like,
every
"Oh,
week.
cast guidance," and then not cast guidance.
Chad just had the most broy response. Like, yeah, go do thing with mind magic. I do
Yeah,
things with
do
this. It's real good.
the helpful magic.
Right. Edmund just kind of takes the scepter and he's just looking at it, and suddenly his eyes go like a blue sapphire, and he like his head shoots back, and he's like kind of like struggling, and he starts to speak in his normal voice, like he actually starts to speak, and he says, "All right, I can see through his eyes. I'm seeing through his eyes. This is crazy.
What's he doing?
It's a hot ground. It's like volcanic. Oh no, Lucas. And he kind of like stops.
What happened?
That son of a bitch.
What happened?
He's with the Starlight Twins and Sindrak.
Shit.
And he doesn't seem to
course.
be there against his will.
He was always my second least favorite of the personalities.
I shoot him a glare.
Fucking love Tommy though.
Makes sense. They're on Mount Lovra.
That sounds like a place the dragon would hang out.
And those of you who remember, Mount Lovra, I'll put up the map here just to show it to you again. Mount Lovra is to the far west of Tayaroth, and is also where the flowers grow that make themselves into the deep red dust that Quinn and the
Oh,
Royals.
Ooh, we should go there.
Mud, shut up.
Quinn says from the stupor.
So they're not in the Abyssal Eye right now. Or at least half of them aren't.
Well,
But we
yeah, we
knew
kind of guessed that.
Split up.
But now we know their official location.
Maybe that's like their base. Like the dragon's lair.
A dragon making a base in a volcano sounds
Awesome.
Cliche?
Yeah.
very right.
Oh,
Pretty
Yeah.
sweet. Like objectively pretty cool. We can all
Okay,
agree.
let's just
Yeah.
make our own layer then.
Yeah, we got the
Hello.
Wolverines den. I feel like that's a
I was
pretty cool
thinking
layer.
down at the bottom of the ocean.
No, that's
No.
you literally just were about to drown there. So I feel like
Oh, was I drowning? Do you remember that part of the?
I said we. So I feel like
Okay.
if it is our collective layer, maybe it should be a little bit more attuned to all of us and not.
you were a very strong swimmer. I'm sure you were fine.
Yep, I was second my high school senior year. Pete,
Oh Lord.
technicality.
Right. So
There's
clearly
only two of us.
Morton has his ideas of what we should do, but just to clarify, the rest of us are still on board to head to Mud's family,
Yeah.
help Quinn, and then try to redo the wish.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mom makes the best pancakes. You guys are gonna like freak out.
Well, if that's
do
what we've
think-
decided, I feel like I should go talk to Morton. So
I do think that as at least as soon as we get to land, we should be really cautious of what Flint can and can't see, just in case.
Yeah. Should we like blindfold him to protect Mud's
No,
family?
you're not gonna. No,
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel.
I made this blindfold that we didn't use.
Or he can go in his
Yeah, thank you.
That's
He can put it
true.
in his urn. Right.
Chad,
Yeah,
can you please hold on to my urn?
Sure. Yeah.
Ah!
It
Um,
scared
He
me.
didn't
It
really need
scared
to
me the
go like
first time,
right
too.
now because they already know we're on the boat. But I'm just gonna keep. We'll just.
Yeah.
I pour myself a finger of brandy and I grab a cigar.
Of
Yeah,
course.
it's a nice-
Um,
a nice
your
record
your
on it.
I like
Majesty,
cough with the cigar smoke coming out.
Your Majesty, may I have permission to be dismissed?
Yeah, of course. Why you're just a part of the group while you're here,
He's being
Achilles.
real
You
weird
don't need
about
to.
you.
I'm still here.
he's a professional.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, but you
Achilles,
have
maybe you can go and talk to Mon.
So I should probably go check on the very pale man upstairs.
Chad just looks confused.
The one that isn't me.
Why?
As soon as
Why
like
are they talking?
as soon as
Why?
Achilles walks away, Edmund's like, "All right, so listen."
Here's the tea.
Chad, as Edmund is like kind of telling you all of this, you blink once and you open your eyes, and you're no longer on the ship.
Oh no.
You are underwater, and you see the wreckage of the Jade Dragon around you. And you see clouds of red mist as the top half of Maywin has been removed from her lower half. Mud is about 5 inches wide as he's been slammed into the ship.
God.
You see Achilles just kind of floating almost peacefully in the water until you notice that his like waist and torso have been constricted to about the width of the spine. You see
Flint escaped.
all of your party members. You see all of your party members bloody, smashed. You don't see Flint anywhere. And then you hear a rushing in the water behind you, and you turn, and you just see blackness in front of you, just a sea of blackness and darkness. And an eye about 10 to 15 feet in diameter
Jesus.
opens right in front of you. Your stomach drops. And you blink again, and Edmund says, and I think that first night, I think they did it.
Chad, like, hurls a little bit.
Oh, well, God, I'm sorry. I just...
Nope. It wasn't. It
I didn't know
wasn't
you still
the way you
cared
said.
so much.
No.
They're not quiet about it.
I'm so disappointed.
Good
in
on them.
Achilles.
Good on them for that. That's not. I'm fine. I just. Good. I am happy for them. Good for them. That is
What's wrong?
nothing with this reaction. I just.
Seasick?
Maybe that's it. I don't. Yeah. And maybe
Chad,
it's just
your
that.
face starts to hurt, and your chest feels like it's on fire. As you're talking to them, you start to cough, and you cough up about a liter of water from inside your body. As those who are in this room, as you are looking at Chad, a large scar begins to form itself down his face and over his eye. And that is where we will take a little bio break.
A little water break?
A little water break.
I don't need any more water. I think I'm good on water.
But we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Stand up, stretch, get some water, but we will be right back. Hey, we're back. And we're just gonna jump right into it. Edmund looks at you, Chad. Are you alright?
Face kind of hurts.
Yeah, he just kind of like points you in the direction of the mirror in the room. And as soon as you see it, you see like the flash of the old Chad's face for a second, where you see your reflection and then you see you.
Well, that's new.
What's happening here?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I did have a vision of like what would have happened if I hadn't changed fate again, and it was basically you all dead at the bottom of the ocean. on the water plane.
Is it what would have happened or what did happen?
I mean, since there's another evil me somewhere, I guess it is what did happen, and now maybe third alternative timeline thing.
Do you have any more uses of this Fate's power?
No, since I didn't go back to before I used it. I guess actually technically I did. Let me check. And we'll see if I
You do not, no.
Okay.
You do not.
No. I don't have any more uses.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah. I seems messing with time isn't the best, which is ironic because that's like my whole shtick.
Mud, I know that this is really crazy for you.
The more you guys talk, the less crazy everything becomes.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess that's true.
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, I guess the main concern is that evil future me also had this scar. So I don't know what that means.
That's right. And then the water. That's
yeah.
Right. I mean, maybe that's the only consequence we'll have is what just happened.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe
And
everything still happens to me.
And as you guys are looking at Chad, it's very slowly happening. It'll take hours probably, but you do see his scar is like rapidly healing and fading.
Okay.
Rapidly for a scar, but it's slow. So actually, it looks like. Look in the mirror. It looks like it's already days healed.
That's that fresh ocean air for you.
It really must be nice. Honestly,
I hope so.
Being here. Speaking of fresh ocean air, we cut to the gloomiest man in the non-gloomiest of settings.
I'm literally under the stairs, like in a shadow, because in that moment he forgot that he was a vampire, stepped in the sun, was like, God! Went right under the stairs.
So Achilles, as you enter the deck of the ship, you don't immediately see Morton anywhere, but with your high passive perception, you probably hear a couple of a couple of those. No. No, I'm just kidding. But Achilles comes out and is clearly like looking around. And if you're under the stairs, I mean, you see him when he comes out, but I don't think he would see you. Morton. You see him, but I don't think he would see you.
Well, what did we decide?
You like hear that from behind you. You're muted, I think.
Oh man, you really are very, very sneaky.
Yes, well, when you have to hide under the stairs to avoid the sun because you forgot your fucking hood downstairs, well.
Permission to approach the brooding vampire?
Yes, I'm not. Yes,
I'm kidding. Slightly.
So what did we decide down there?
We're going to go to Mud's family to help Gwen first. We're then going to hopefully catch them with their resources are drained after potentially maybe a really hard fight on their end, and when we're all rested and not missing a couple members of our party. Including, might I just add tiny detail, we won't be missing our healer, maybe?
We have literal cosmic power on our side, and we're deciding to go at the route of everybody else.
I understand that you're frustrated, but it's like I mentioned before, powers like that, it's... You know the expression shooting fish in a barrel?
No, why would anyone shoot fish in a barrel? You would just dump the barrel.
Okay, so pretend that you like that metaphor, and then imagine it's more like trying to funnel a giant fireball. hurtling out of space into that one specific barrel. Wish spells, it's like the magic is almost fighting against you. Reality doesn't want to just change and bend to your will. And so trying to do something so asking a lot of the universe like we were going to do was going to have consequences, and clearly it didn't pay off for us. And just wording it better, I don't think is the right way to go about this.
We're to kill the gods, right? We're to end them, and we're essentially to take its place, take all their places.
You know better than I do about all of that, but yes.
So we're going to have to get used to that, and that wielding of that fireball into something.
At that point, yes, but right now, just not there.
They've got a dragon. They've got however many hearts they have. I think it was 2 the last we checked. Now would be the time to use the cosmic power to make everything better, to bring back Quinn from the dusty hell that he's in. We're all, there's all these things that we say we're going to do, that we're going to do that. I'm still stuck as an undead because we have to push off something, and I get that it's not a priority. It shouldn't be a priority. But if we have cosmic power and we're supposed to take the place of the gods, we can't be afraid of the power we're supposed to take on.
I agree.
That's the issue.
Morton, I agree with you. But clearly, when we made the decision that we agreed with you, we took your side, and then I guess that didn't go well in our favor. And I just think that trying to word it better is not going to... Look, I know that I'm not I haven't been with you all since the beginning, and I'm not even... not one of you, but I do care a great deal about all of you. I just don't want to rush into something that could potentially... Look, you're very mad, and I understand that, so I'm going to leave you alone to do some more cliche brooding. But
who was that for? I know that I'm brooding, and I'm not mad. I'm trapped. Trapped in a constant cycle of, well, we gotta go do this because someone has more power that can make everyone hurt, and when we have that power to put an end to it, we don't. We have to do it the old-fashioned way. They don't have the scruples that we do.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying, and that's why
I understand. No, I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be flippant. I was trying to be fun and loose and a cool person.
No, you don't. So, here's the thing. You already are that, right? Like, we know this. Everybody knows it. You don't need to make an attempt when you already are something, yeah? It was like last night, right? You put on airs. You were like, this is how you... No, I like you. I liked you, not a character that you're putting on, right? That's for roleplay. That's a specific thing.
Right. You did mention that. I remember that.
And that's for a later time. We'll cover that later. But
okay.
You're you. You is enough. All right. Sorry, I didn't. That sounded more harsh than I meant it to be.
That was the best aggressive compliment I think I've ever gotten in my whole life.
Well, get prepared for more. I'm going downstairs. I brewed myself out of that and walked downstairs. Sorry, that was rude. Are you coming with me?
I'm coming with you.
You walk downstairs and you pass by, and Edmund's like, well, I just, Flint said I needed to try to be a little bit more fun, so I thought talking about penis size was the way to go. I don't know why.
Jesus Christ!
There's a time and a place.
I just thought
let's
that you-
hear him out.
We're
Let's hear
talking
him out.
about the end of the world, and you're talking about penis size? What the fuck
Okay,
did I
Martin,
leave?
he's catching me
you're
up on
coming in
everything.
very hot, Martin!
Seems slightly inappropriate to do while Quinn's body is just right in front of
Quinn
us.
would have
What
liked
the
No,
it.
fuck
honestly,
happened to your
this is the
face?
most appropriate thing we could do in front of Quinn's body.
Fair point.
What? I'm sorry.
I don't know why
Whoa.
we're eating
going
off
on
his body. Is what really threw for a loop.
You're right, that's probably...
Why is he naked?
Maybe
Belly
not.
shot.
It's like one of those sushi things.
Yeah.
What's going on with Chad's face? What the fuck
Oh,
happened?
goodness.
It's already fading. It's okay.
We kind of think that the multiple timelines are folding
We already
into each
explained
other.
it. You were
I
out of
look.
the room.
I look over it. I look over at Achilles and go, "Cosmic power."
I'm lost on this too.
Okay, so what's our agenda? Rosie keeps usually our agenda down, and
That's
I think
true.
Rosie's gone. So maybe
Oh,
that's
I have a plan.
not only temper.
what's your
Yeah, I
plan?
mean, I thought the
Well-
plan was.
I believe if we keep going towards Mud's family, we can be there within not terribly
days.
long, a day or two.
I actually
Yeah.
think I might be able to speed that up, by the way.
That would be perfect.
Edmund, wonderful.
I mean,
And how,
really bungled that wish, buddy.
I didn't mean...
I actually
You-
think he did best
You,
given the
you all
circumstances.
agreed on it, it seems. So
yeah,
let's
right.
not all aim
I
at
asked
Edmund.
everyone
We
if
don't
the
know
plan
that.
was good.
We don't
Yeah.
know that happened.
Yes, we do.
I could-
That
I
You
could
will still
literally were
happen.
about to do it, and then you stopped.
We don't know.
And then Edmund
We
stopped.
were holding hands, Mud.
We don't
You
know.
all would be dead at the bottom of an ocean
Are we
if it
sure
wasn't
that
for
Quinn
Edmund
is
right
dead?
now.
Are we sure that Quinn is dead or like dying, or did he just shapeshift into fucking mud?
I'm a very different person.
You're certainly taller and potentially more handsome.
You just seem to also
thank you.
dislike Edmund without cause, so that's just
There
where.
was
Sorry,
cause. You should have seen him in
Achilles.
that fight.
It's
we interrupted
because
you.
I hate him.
We are hoping to get to the village and then...
Well, not much more. Just get to the village and then we'll meet Mud's family. Hopefully
love
they can. Hopefully they can help restore Quinn. And like I said last time, if not, I personally have some contacts that I could potentially pull from that could maybe also help, but that's more of a last resort.
My family will be able to help. No problem.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
My
even still,
my lips
as a
come
backup.
out of the top of the urn as I
Ooh,
say.
that's
So we'll just
God,
assume,
I forgot he was there.
We'll
God.
just assume Rosie's okay with her god for now. We can't.
I
really
see
do
in his
anything.
urn.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
in
what
his-
are we supposed to do about that?
I mean,
I
if she's
think-
with Dune, I feel like that's the safest place that she
Oh,
can
I'll
literally
fill,
be.
I'll fill Morton in on someone
right.
looking through Flint's eyes for a second.
That's why
I hear that and immediately look for the rum.
More it's like, I can't handle one more piece of information. All of a sudden, you guys feel them. No, I'm just kidding.
Morton just screams into nothing.
There's a
Finds
dragon
bear.
turtle behind the ship.
Yeah, dragon turtle attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna move
Right,
this
well,
to
I'm
my
gonna go
belt.
up to
It's
the. I'm gonna go
startling
up and
right by
try
me.
to get this shit moving. And Edmund starts to walk up to the top of the deck.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually, except for that brief moment, actually enjoyed being on a boat. This
Have
is
you never
actually-
been on a boat?
No, this is my first time.
Holy shit!
Been
Can I
pretty
do mind if I
landlocked.
gave you a tour?
I would love a tour, honestly.
Great. I'll give
You walk
Chad
out the
a
room
tour.
and you pass Captain Rex Sea Devil. It's sorry.
I'm really sorry.
No,
I-
right. I completely understand. You just look like a murderer. Right. And he
That's
continues
fair,
to his
that's
quarters.
fair.
Captain, do you have any rum around? I feel like
Ask the chef.
chef.
I'm standing right
Chef.
here. The chef.
Jesus.
Chef Gorgie.
Chef Boyardee.
He's looking. You see him like looking around. That fucking doppelganger really messed up everything. And he's like, what do you want?
Rum, straight rum.
Right.
I prefer
There is
gay
all
rum.
the rum gone. Here you go.
I grab a hold of his dreads. Oh, God damn you.
As you grab the bottle, you cut your ring on his your fingers on his 10 rings that he has.
Ah, God. Shang-Chi? What?
But yeah, he hands you a bottle.
All right, I grab the bottle. Is anyone gonna join me for at least one? This has been a fucking...
Morning.
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry, I will help you partake in that for sure, my honey. And Taya sits down.
Fucking cheers. Do you care if it's straight from the bottle, or do we have glasses? I don't know if you're a glass or...
She grabs the bottle.
Pirates,
Takes a big
Thank
swig.
fuck. I take
She passes it back.
Slam it. Anybody else?
But I think we're gonna have to show these land dwellers how to properly drink.
Oh, I'd like to see you try. I slam it down.
From not getting a tour.
She like tilts her head.
Hey, we're gone.
Is the ship?
Oh,
Is the
yeah,
ship?
yeah.
Mud
is-
sits down to drink. So the tour? No.
Sorry, no, I gotta do tour, and then I'll drink you under the
All
table.
right, we'll
might
come
not-
back as Taya puts 3 more bottles of rum down
This
on
might
the
not be
table.
Jesus.
possible. This might not be
Dang.
possible when we're on the open seas. But if anyone has a glass of milk, I would really appreciate it.
It's not gonna be good.
Often
It's
there are
cheese.
cows on...
That's kind of what I was. That's what I was
I
thinking.
do
I
have
was
some
just
milk
throwing
that's
that.
currently becoming cheese.
Okay, well, I'll pass.
Got fresh,
Too far in
fresh
the milk
cottage
process.
cheese.
I'll pass. Thank you, though.
Maywin, where were you at during all this?
I would not be leaving Quinn's side. I mean,
So
other
you're
than
just still in
like
that room?
essential decisions.
Quinn would want you to move on.
I don't give a fuck what Quinn wants right now.
After a while, Batty comes back into the room, and she looks real sad and tired. And she looks at you with like a big look of guilt.
What's wrong? I'll cast speak with animals so I can talk to her.
I'm sorry, Mom.
What happened?
I searched the whole boat. I couldn't find her.
Oh, Batty. Oh no. Hey, it's okay. We just
It smells
found out
all
where
over
she
the
is.
place. What? You found her?
Well, she's with Dune, but not like in a bad way.
I don't really get the concept of that.
That's okay. She's safe. And you did a great job.
How's Uncle Quinn? And she goes over and like sniffs him.
He's the same.
Ugh, he smells bad.
Yeah, like this, like I said, about the same. We
She
should
she gives him like a nudge and then licks him a couple times.
we should go
He's
get
sleeping
you
a long
some
time,
food.
Mom.
I know he is. But he's gonna be better really soon.
Okay.
Because we're gonna help him.
Okay. How can I help?
Well, we just need to get to where we're going next, and there's
Do you
people
want me
there
to
that
get
are
out
gonna
and
help him.
push?
No, I don't think you can swim very well.
I can try.
That's okay. I think Edmund's helping a lot. Do you want to help him with moral support?
Okay. She starts to
Okay.
like trudge off.
I'll go to the kitchen to.
You walk into the kitchen to see a chaotic drinking
Yeah.
game happening.
I'm gonna try to just like sneak and grab some food for Batty and probably for myself and Edmund,
Okay.
and go up to hang out with them.
Yeah. As you reach the deck of the ship after grabbing some food, you see that Edmund is currently like flying in the air above the ship and is like pushing large gusts of winds into the sails that is causing like the ship to kind of like lurch every few minutes forward. And he kind of just like he keeps this like ever spinning like swirl of wind around him and then like collects enough of it to like push into the sails again and then just kind of repeats the process.
I'll holding like 3 plates on one arm, like wave up to Edmund. Hey,
Oh, hi Maywin, how you doing?
are you hungry?
Actually, as a matter of fact, yeah. And he kind of slowly lowers himself to the ground. Thank you. Appreciate
And I'll
that.
put 1 plate on the ground for Batty
Immediately
and give Edmund 1.
munching. he kind of like starts to eat. It's like you're eating some various form of fish.
Yeah.
And he starts to eat it. And he says, so how you feeling, Maywin?
You know, I've been better. I've had better days.
You know, he definitely doesn't need my help in supporting him or defending him by any means, but I just want you to know that Morton, it's not that he doesn't care for Quinn, it's just that he's a stubborn man, and I don't know, I wouldn't take it personally.
No, I mean, you know, Morton and I have had our issues, but he's just very focused on what he thinks is right. Not
so what are you gonna do to
what the
Quinn
rest of
when
us
we
need.
help him?
What am I gonna what?
What are you gonna do to Quinn when we fix him? I've
Kill
really
him
been-
again?
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really looking forward to whatever you do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty mad, and I died and he wasn't here, and that sucked.
I'm really sorry, Maywin, but I'm glad you chose to stay.
I had to help Quinn, you know?
Your brother, hell, this party, we don't deserve you, Maywin.
Well, that's not true, but I appreciate it. And you know, everybody's downstairs drinking and partying, and I don't know, I just don't feel up to it.
Adventuring definitely has a work hard, play hard mentality.
Mm.
Well, on a lighter note, it's been a few weeks since you and I have really had a sit-down talk, one-on-one. How are things going with you and Laith?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
Well, he was at the ball a few days ago.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fine. It's, you know, it's a thing, but it's not really a thing.
Oh.
He's
Is that
nice
because
enough.
You don't want it to be a thing?
Just pretty busy.
Right. I mean, you definitely don't need a thing. I thought maybe you wanted a thing.
I might. I don't think it's him, but
Right.
it's nice enough.
Well, I'm glad that you've had a good time. You deserved it.
How's Chad handling things?
You know, better than a lot of people would.
Mm.
But not the best either. He's really struggling with the balance of knowing that he needs to be here with his chosen family, but also knowing that he owes an entire kingdom's worth of people some closure and some guidance. It was a good thing what Chad did, but it doesn't take away the fact that he robbed those people of a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Deserved or not, it's still what happened. And I think he knows that, and he's doing what he can to fix it, but it's really kind of tearing him in two. And so he's not really had a lot of time for us, but that's also okay, because I know he loves me and I love him, and I'm there for him through whatever he needs.
Does he want to be the king?
No, I don't think he does. I think if he can find another solution, he will. But I also do think that if he comes to the conclusion that that's what's needed of him, he'll do it.
Well, then we should make it a priority to find somebody who fits the bill.
I don't know how the council meetings went over these past couple of days, but I know that the thought of a council being formed was talked about, but that would also be quite the drastic change for the kingdom. So it'd be a difficult transition. Honestly, I can't really make heads or tails of any of it. It's all pretty complicated and political and not something that I'm really used to. You see that, like, as you're talking to him, he kind of, like, is looking around a little, like, almost paranoid.
What are you looking for?
Was that a goose?
Yeah, it's a goose.
Can't believe a goose stowed away on the ship.
I thought it was just a fart from Quinn.
Well, I hesitate to even bring it up because apparently any kind of emotion shown from me is met with a lot of negativity, but this is my first time being on a ship since everything that happened to me, and it's just, it hits me every once in a while.
You okay?
I'm better now that Chad's here. I feel stronger out here in a weird way.
Makes sense.
Closer to my source of power, I guess. But that means I also feel his presence more. I don't think it's a good thing. I haven't told anyone this, Maywin, but you know what Rosie told us about the gods leaving and us taking up that mantle? I'm afraid that we won't be the only entities trying to fill that hole.
I think you're right. I think a lot of people probably will. I don't know why we're the ones who should.
I'm just worried that it might leave a door open for the primordials to return. And they ruled this place long before any humanoid race ever set foot here. And I don't know if they're the biggest fans of what we've done to it since.
I think we all need to make sure that we, as Rosie would tell us to do, try to communicate with our gods a lot while we can.
You mentioned speaking with Malachi when you were dead. Was that a pleasant experience?
Mostly. You know, she said it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. But she also told me I can help Quinn. And that seemed like the most important thing. Plus, you guys can't do it without me.
Well, if that ain't the truth, you gotta finish his plate. I really appreciate this. Thank you. You continually show me a kindness that the others shy away from. So thank you.
I'll be in Quinn's room if you need anything, okay?
I'll be farting into these sails if you need me.
Okay.
I'm not actually farting. That was a joke.
Yeah, I hope it was.
It was. I'm still. I don't really know how to be fun.
It's okay. You're working on it. Batty wants to stay and help.
Well, I need a good soldier up here to help me out. So, Batty, I could really use your assistance if you're willing. Batty kind of like sits back on her hind legs and like puts her head up, and he kind of chuckles. Again, I'm here if you need me. Okay, goes both ways.
I'm gonna just give him a big hug before I walk away.
Oh, you do. You give him a big hug, and he like starts to lift you up off the ground as he then puts you down, and he continues to like lift up. and continues his swirl of wind and gusts. You head back downstairs. Chad, yeah.
After the tour with Mud, I feel like I would go up to the deck, but then notice them having their moment and leave them be.
Okay.
And then I'd like to go check on Quinn
Okay.
and have a moment with him. And kind of sit next to him for a second and say, I'm really sorry none of us noticed this, first of all, and that you've had to hide it. We're gonna get you back, and it's gonna be okay. And having noticed the little rankness of him, I'll give him a little bath as a way for May to come back, but just try to make him look as best as I can and give him a little bath and make sure he's comfy, fluff his pillow, put his feet up, things like that.
Of course. Achilles, yeah.
Yeah, so this, I know that I just spoke for a really long time before this, but I just wanted to really quickly find...
Your turn's over. You have to wait.
Needed.
I was on the lookout for Shad when I realized that he was going off on his own. Yeah. I think saying that he was given Quinn a bath, I would have paused for a little while, stood outside the door, and then made sure that once that was over, Your Majesty.
Yeah, I'm tucking Quinn in to the bed. Yeah, what's going on?
Just a couple things that I just wanted to let you be aware of.
Okay.
Close the door. First of all, I do want to sincerely apologize for how the incident this morning was handled. We had no idea that this crew was not who they appeared to be, and I feel that I let you down as Edmund's guard in your stead. And so I do want to apologize for that.
I thank you for that, but you don't have to apologize for...
Well, if I didn't, it would have eaten me up until I would have just probably had a really bad anxiety attack. So I did actually need to say it out loud.
Okay.
Secondly, and I do mean this in the most respectful way that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Before I set out with a little help, Madame Tayaroth asked me to spy on them for her.
Okay.
I'm not going to pretend to know what her exact intentions are. However, my personal feelings are that I am the captain of the King's Guard. I'm not on the lookout for her. I do not answer to her. I answer to you. She asked me to give updates nightly on a little help, specifically on if they had your best interest in their heart. I did not say this out loud at the time, but I personally found this request to be incredibly disrespectful. It seems to go against your own judgment, and I question what her own intentions are with that kind of request. I did check in with her last night, and I gave her very scant details about what was going on. I personally found this request to be out of line. I don't know if she has specific negative intentions, but I think her questioning your friends and their proper allegiance to you is wrong.
Thank you for your honesty, Achilles.
Oh my god!
God damn it! I'll take
His
the
lips
urn.
appear out of the urn.
I'll take the urn off my belt and put it outside the door. I forgot he was
Flint,
there.
do you stay in the urn or do you?
Yeah, I'm having a me day in my urn.
Okay.
I'm just in my recliner drinking some scotch.
He's got, the thing is, but he doesn't really know how to do it, so he has pickle slices on his eyes.
It
stings as it gets in his eyes.
Are fully burning.
The mouth thing is really
They say
upsetting.
they say this is supposed to work.
Am I young yet? Wow, yeah, forgot he was there. It's fine. He'll probably forget. Anyway, I'll put both my hands on his shoulder and say thank you. Yes, you are my captain, but I also consider you a very trusted friend. And I very much appreciate you coming forward with this. I hope
Snitches get
she had.
stitches.
I hope she did
Try
have
it, bitch.
the best intentions of just looking out for my safety and has not spent as much time as I have, nor now you have, with this group. But I will keep a lookout on this, and if you do not feel comfortable with continuing these reports, knowing that you have told me this, I understand that. But if there are some other reasons that she asked you to do this, and you are comfortable to continue this reporting to see what comes of it, that may help us understand why she did this.
I have some ideas in mind.
Good.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
That's it. I'll head out.
Okay. Laban, you kind of pass Achilles as he's heading out, and you walk in to see Quinn freshly laundered.
Folded on the bed.
Hanging up to dry.
Folded in the shape of a nice little bear with 2 chocolates as eyes.
Hey.
I wanted to come and check on him for myself, and just noticed he could use a
He
little.
smelled bad. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So I thought I'd give him a little freshen up
Mm-hmm.
for now. But I'll leave you to it. I'll go check on
No,
Edmund.
hey, are you, how are you, Chad?
All right, I guess. Circumstances being what they are, it's a lot.
See, you know
but-
that we're a team and you're not in this by yourself, even if you are kind of in this by yourself, right?
Yeah, and I think being with you guys is a nice reprieve from being king. As much as I wish you guys could just be my council, although that would probably be more hectic than what the council really needs to be in Tayaroth, to be honest. But
Yeah.
if other things weren't a bit more pressing than the future of Tayaroth currently, since it's the future of the world, I would have you guys there with me in a heartbeat. But splitting my time has been hard. Yeah.
Well, we can also help make sure that there's somebody who can take your place when you're ready to step aside,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that's what you want to do.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm the best ruler for Tayaroth, but I also want to make sure that either a single person or a group of people are, and it's increasingly hard to tell who's good and who's bad these days. And
Fair.
seems to change a lot of people that I thought may be good, may be bad.
Well, I'm glad that you're here.
I'm glad to
I
be
know
back.
Edmund is glad that you're here.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine the shit he was given, honestly, while I was gone. But I hope it wasn't too bad.
I think it's getting better.
That's good, at least. I guess progress is still progress.
At least Quinn can't talk right now. That's made it better for Edmund for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a nice reprieve. I don't know how Mud is, as I guess a newcomer coming
Mud
in.
sucks.
Yeah. I don't know, he rubbed me the wrong way like as soon as I got here.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. It's weird.
Just
But
something
at least,
about
you
him.
know, yeah, at least it's not just me, you know.
Oh no, yeah.
But I mean, if his family can help your brother, all
Oh
the
yeah.
better. So yeah,
Well,
this is
Edmund's up there, as he said, farting into the sails.
yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go sit with him and give some moral support. And yeah, like I said, it's first time on a boat, so honestly just want to see this thing move.
yeah. It's pretty at night.
I'm sure, God, being away from everything, I'm sure you can see so many stars.
I'll be here with Quinn
Yeah.
if you need anything.
Yeah, holler if anything changes. I don't does he need any food, drink? I can
I've got these.
muddle something into wood.
I've got
I
good
don't know if that's
berries.
actually good for him. Okay. Good berries works. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll blend up some meat and fish. Funnel it down his mouth probably isn't the best idea. Good berries works. But I'll leave you to it. But yeah, holler if you need anything.
Thanks, Chad.
Yeah. I'll give Quinn a little like pat on his shoulder and head up to the deck to just watch Edmund and then just admire being on a giant boat for the first time.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna take a minute and sit with Quinn, and I know it didn't work the first time, but try to cast Detect Thoughts on him with my last spell slot.
The surface level thoughts last time they were just like vague, empty, scary. This time it's almost like you can sense surface level thoughts, but they're like incredibly like muffled and muted.
I'll try to dig deeper.
Quinn. You woke up this morning and the Wolverine's dead. And you were there with Sydney. And this whole morning you've had like an inkling of like, there's something I should be doing. But like you couldn't quite place it. And so you just kind of go throughout your normal morning routine. Have a nice breakfast with Sydney. Malachi comes in. You guys talk about the plan for the week. And then a few hours into your day, once again, just having this feeling all day of like a mixture between deja vu and like I'm supposed to be doing something. You hear almost as if it's like a voice in your head, the voice of Chad. And you hear him saying, I'm sorry that we didn't know that you were going through this. I'm sorry that you were suffering through this. And you hear what Chad just spoke to you. And you're kind of like looking around. And you find that you're no longer in the Wolverine's Den, you're just in the middle of an alleyway in Bayhoff. You're looking around and you can't quite find the source of anything. And you start running up and down this alleyway, but the further you go, the further away the end feels. And this alleyway just seems to stretch endlessly in either direction. No matter how long you run or sprint in either way, you can't escape it. And you start to hear more and more it's almost like there's a conversation happening between Chad and someone, and then you can hear Maywin's voice. And then Chad's voice kind of fades away, and you like see Maywin as you turn, and because you're just, you've been like going back and forth, you're like frazzled, right? And you turn in one direction, and you see what is definitely the figure of Maywin, very blurry and muddled. And you start screaming out to her. And these are the muted screams that Maywin hears. And then when she delves deeper, you automatically failing this saving throw due to your unconscious state. Maywin's visage in front of you crystallizes and becomes clear. And Maywin, while you're looking into Quinn's unconscious face, you feel the connection get made.
I'm gonna open up the telepathic bond.
Yeah.
Quinn?
You feel it connect.
May?
Quinn!
Where are you?
Where are you? We're on the boat and
I don't know. I don't know. I
As
don't know
she
what's
says the
happening, man. I'm
boat,
scared.
you start to remember what happened, and last night you were on a boat. You were in Fashar, and then you were on a boat, and then you fought some well, no, you didn't fight. You don't know about the doppelgangers, but yeah, that's what you remember, and it starts to come back to you, and then that feeling of growing anxiety and terror starts to rise up in you.
What happened to me? What happened to me, mate?
you did too much dust, dumbass.
Yes. Yes.
Fuck!
You have
God.
to come back, Quinn.
I'm trying, and I'll try to
Yeah, the further you
scratch
step up
at the walls.
Yeah, the further you step up to her, the further she falls away. You start scratching. You feel your fingers start to hurt.
Bloody.
Yeah.
I can't, May.
Quinn, we're on our way. We're on our way to somewhere where we can get you help. But I couldn't even talk to you before, and I can talk to you now. That has to mean that you're getting better.
Is this real? Is this really you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared, May.
Quinn, I'm trying to get you help, I promise.
And as the 60 seconds of detect thoughts comes to an end, Quinn, you see Maywin's visage slowly fade from you, and you no longer feel the connection, Maywin, with Quinn. And Quinn, you are now surrounded by blackness. And you realize whether this is a good or a bad thing, you don't know. But you are now hearing the creaking of a ship. And the quiet sobs of your sister. But you can't move. You can't open your eyes. Your consciousness is awake, but you are paralyzed in the abyss of your unconscious body.
Does he know he got a bath from Chad? Or is that?
Yes.
Yes, he knows.
A small smile.
Like, don't you say it. Don't you say it.
A small boner.
It wouldn't be small, man. He's a halfling, but
The half of it is.
Jesus Christ. Maywin would definitely just crawl into bed with her brother and sleep there.
Glad it was a smile.
Okay.
And your sister, man.
And you feel a slight warmth overtake you, Quinn, but there's still just a coldness in the emptiness that you are currently feeling. And you don't know the specifics of what has happened. But you have an inkling that you should have been there and you don't know why you feel that way, but you have that feeling of I should have been there. I should have been there. As Maywin just kind of like cuddles up next to you, and we cut away from that back to the levity of the mess hall, where a drinking game is currently.
You mean the coping? The coping
Yeah.
that's happening?
Well, and then I just said to him, well, listen, if you think you're man enough, then you get in the water and you swim alongside the boat. And he just jumped right in and we sailed right off, and that's how we got rid of the stowaway. I mean, he was that dumb.
So you killed him. You killed him.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, well, Bud, you were there. You were part of it, you know?
He jumped into the water.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he really committed suicide.
What? Oh, is it getting to you?
No. Come on, match my next shot.
I'll match for sure. I take a shot, see if I can match it. I'm probably a few shots in.
Yeah. Oh no, you guys are like several shots in. Yeah,
I wouldn't have dropped Flint's urn off with them instead of taking him up with me.
Pour a shot down into the urn.
You just see
it just starts raining alcohol.
We're in the water plane. So you all, where did you get all of this rum? This isn't the stuff they sell in Bashar, is it?
We're pirates, man.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're pirates. We stole it.
From fucking where?
What was that? I think this like rich couple came into town. Their name were like, what was their name? What they called themselves?
I'm gonna
It was
They were, like,
precious
selling-
metal. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, they were like selling all their stuff, and we kind of like stole this from them.
Gold feet? I don't know.
Gold feet.
Gold feet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was gold feet.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the Silver Steps. We know the
Silver
Silver
Step.
Steps.
That's right.
That was it.
Yeah.
Did you steal something from them too?
They're kids, more or less.
That's fucking what?
Jesus, dude.
No, not like that. No, like they're the one who's comatose in the other room and the one with the badger.
You kidnapped an unconscious child?
Oh my god!
I don't
that's
think,
on me.
Captain. I don't
That's
think
on
he's a
me.
child. I think he's an adult. I think he's just a small.
That's not the captain.
Well, first of all, I'm not a captain, but thank you, honey. It's Taya. It's Taya.
No. Quinn and May, the adult gnomes, the adult halflings in the other room. They're the son and daughter of.
Where is
Silver
that?
Steps.
Well, speaking of gnomes, though, where's that
We
somewhat
think
attractive older woman gnome?
that
Talk about that sexy gnome?
Yeah,
Her name's Rosie. She's the number.
she's with June right now.
And she's also taken. Gilmarie says from the corner of the mess hall.
No, Gil, why
I
are
wish
you
I was
drinking over
a
there?
platoon.
What?
Yeah, Gil Marie, come over here and drink with us.
Jesus Christ! Just, I know you're in there for a good reason, but just, I don't know. Is there a signal you
Flint,
can give us?
Stick out your lips, man. Just stick out your lips.
You suckle on the bottle given to you by Mud.
Is there? Listen, I've been enjoying doing this shot for shot, but we should do like a drinking game or something. I haven't done a drinking game in so long because everything's been so goddamn serious.
All right. Well, what do you think?
I'm
Fuck
undefeated.
if I know. Undefeated in what?
Anything. Life, man.
All right, we'll all take 35
It
shots.
scares me every time he starts talking. Every time I jump.
Should I just come out? What are the odds that they look through my eyes tonight?
And what if they do? What are they gonna see?
Okay, I pop back out and I say,
You pop back out,
Holy
and
Jesus.
Flint's eyes are completely bloodshot red and almost like swollen shut.
Jesus Christ!
okay. Be careful. Don't say anything incriminating from now on.
Do you have pink eye?
Yeah.
No, I don't. So, how's the mission?
Medicine check. Medicine check him.
Sure, roll a medicine check.
Just to see if this is magically caused or it's just literally.
I did
pink eye.
fart in his face. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't
cause
learn
of this.
anything. That's a 2 - 1.
Yeah, I mean, You have no idea what's going on with him.
Oh God!
Flint, why do your eyes look like that?
I don't know. I think I might be allergic to tobacco.
Okay, well.
All right. Okay.
You shouldn't smoke it then.
Yeah, you should stop.
But it's a compulsion.
Well, what if you just smoke? Don't you just vape? I hear that's better.
What's vaping?
I can't get into these new trends. I'm an old school, pop in my urn and smoke a cigar.
Well, I guess what's that game that we've played before? I don't remember.
Drink until you puke.
No, that's not a game.
I want to play Drink Until You Puke.
No, that's a depression thing, and I'm for it, but I want to do a game first before we get there.
Last one to puke wins or loses. I don't know.
Well, what's the
most of our games surround puke.
It's not. Yeah. It's like you have to tell the truth or you do an action. What was that called?
We're not big fans.
Sounds kind of dumb.
Over here.
Oh, who gives a fuck? We're gonna be stuck on this boat for a few days. We can get to know each other this way.
Morton,
what's up?
Are you or are you not a vampire?
We've been new about this, buddy. We while you've been in the urn, we chatted about this. Yeah, I'm a vampire.
He's totally undead, and I think it's a little hot.
I think you're.
I find it incredibly awful.
Stop it.
Okay, how do you feel about that, Morton?
I mean, everyone knows I don't like it.
Now, are you kind of like hungry right now for blood?
What the fuck is this therapy session that he's trying right now?
I don't know.
Yes,
it, though.
Yes. I'm always a little bit hungry for blood.
Chances are that you attack one of us and try to eat our blood.
Pretty fucking low. Not that I have that curse.
Do you want
from me.
some of my blood?
No, not right now. No. There was a curse on me that like.
Want some of my blood? That'll help.
I'm not gonna say no, but like put it in my rum or something. I'm not gonna like bite you.
Whoa,
Jesus, what the fuck? Oh, I'm not gonna lie. That looks pretty fucking good. I chug it.
Oh shit!
I didn't think he was gonna do it. Oh my god!
Pukes.
Oh, she loses.
I lose.
I'm a vampire. Look, and I show I show like the retractable fangs that just go like come down.
That's a neat trick.
I like the idea of it. I am no longer attracted to the reality.
I understand. I mean, I don't do that often.
Aren't real.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they were in Behar for a little bit.
And books.
I pop my head out of the urn to puke.
Doll's fangs, right?
Yo, did you go back into the urn?
I thought you were out.
I go back in the urn.
Oh, Flint lost, so I guess
just do that whenever.
Probably. I mean, he'll probably be in there most of the time. It's safer.
What happens if you break the urn?
Please don't.
I'll pull out my hammer.
Please don't break my urn.
I think it'd be funny. Okay. I think you should try to do it.
Hey, what happened to that? What did we do with those emeralds before? The ones from the... There was a big emerald that kind of reminds me of that primordial heart.
Are you talking to... Listen, we're not a part of your adventuring party. I have no clue what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I was just asking.
Are you asking me? Are you asking me?
Yeah, I guess. Because you had some emerald eyes.
Okay, I'm more than. Morton, warn me if something drastic is happening outside of the van.
There's nothing drastic happening. I look around to see. Does my passive perception pick
Are
up?
you actually gonna try to do it?
To see a human swinging a maul at an urn, I think you can catch it.
Are you doing it? Please tell me yes.
I mean, my urn
what
has
actually
stats.
happened?
How many times can Eric derail the campaign in one boat ride?
Oh
I'll go to do it hard, and then I'll just like knock it over. I'm not gonna like.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Nothing happens when you just like knock it over.
Oh Jesus, Flint, you all right?
Yes, but please be very careful. This is my whole livelihood.
Can it break? I just really want to know.
Yes,
if you don't tell me,
it can break.
I want to smash it.
It can break.
What happens?
I think that I become just a normal guy.
Is that what you want?
No. I love being a superhero. Please don't break the urn.
All right.
A superhero.
Well, listen, Flint puked
Urn man.
and Taya puked. It's down to you and me, Mud. Because is anybody
Hey, man.
else here that
I don't even
missed?
feel it yet.
You don't even feel it yet? Well, fuck. And I take another shot. I pass it over. Your turn. Are those stage sips, or you actually?
No, I'll shot.
What's your story, Mud? How'd you get onto this crew? I don't think we've talked about that yet.
Oh, I've been on the sea for like nigh on a decade now. Hopped from ship to ship. Good old captain took me in. Been with him for about a year.
What was your ship before this one? Anyway, we might know them, you know.
I don't know. We had the wooden pecker was one of them.
Oh, that's the sailing
I
burlesque
love the
show.
wooden beggar.
It's a nice ship.
Yeah, no, I had some friends who worked on that a few years ago. One of our troop like passed by it while they were doing a show. Was
It's got
that
two really big anchors that'll drop off of it.
Yeah, it was weird that they were. It was weird that they were like ball shaped. Like that's not really good. The ship always like tilted that way when they dropped it. They put it in the
They
back.
didn't work that well, but yeah, sometimes it leaned to the right, sometimes it leaned to the left.
If it was cold, they wouldn't go down as far.
The wood shrinks.
Do you remember that? But Ty, you all right?
What?
You all right over there? Are you
I just think it's sad.
What's sad?
Toucan Sam spends all his time on the ocean. There's no other birds out here.
I mean, surely you dock, right? Like you dock when there are other Aarakocra.
And then he like sees the birds, and then he goes away, and then he's the only bird again.
Have you what? You could just hire more Aarakocra.
Is it normal if your boat leans really far to the right?
Oh,
how is it like a 90 degree?
No, not 90 degree, but I mean we're pushing
I could fix
75.
it.
What the?
Do you need me to fix it? I can fix your boat.
What's going on, Flint?
Nothing.
No, you don't. No, don't. You can't put your lips back in the urn for this one. You're opening up, and we want to hear about that. Why don't you come on out of the urn? Well, let's talk, buddy.
I come back out of the urn. Okay, can you guys keep a secret?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who said no?
Who's?
I don't think anybody said that.
I said yes.
Okay.
Weird.
Gil Marie, can you keep a secret?
Yes.
Okay. My penis
Oh, is this the thing?
is curved 75 degrees to the right.
Is that like
Am I right or you're right?
I don't think it really matters.
It's my right. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it is. I have seen it, and it is. I can see why. I do recall Iggy kind of like taking an inhale the first time and just going, oh, you know. But it's.
Wait, hold on.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Okay.
could come in handy?
Do you guys
Like hang a coat on it or something if you're laying down.
Good hat rack.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really. There's not enough room.
Room.
Small hat.
No. Flint.
Could
Listen.
be.
Listen. We've been meaning to have this
Cut away
conversation.
from this.
All right, let's just all drop trout.
We're gonna cut away from this.
Thank
But all
you.
of us have our top clothes on.
As this continues to go in whatever direction it's going to.
the right. About 70 degrees.
It's been a good run,
75.
everybody.
35.
Good job. It's been a good run.
Chad, you get up to the top of the deck, and Edmund continued on his way doing stuff for a while, but now he's kind of stopped, and he joins you on the bow of the ship. And he kind of takes in a deep breath. Right. So, I guess you saved our lives.
Technically, you did.
Oh, I just followed directions.
Yeah, but I mean, if I hadn't gotten your letter, I would have been stuck in a boring council meeting still, not knowing anything that just happened.
I'm surprised that I was smart enough to ask you to help us.
I'm not. Don't give
Well,
yourself enough credit sometimes.
feels weird being back on the ship.
Just about to ask, how does it feel to be back on the sea? I mean, I
Strange.
love it because it's my first time and this is crazy, but like, I know it's different.
It's nice though, yeah.
I'm honestly glad I'm not getting seasick. I was really, really worried about like just getting hit with that instantly, you know?
Oh, that'll happen.
Oh, shit.
Most
Okay,
likely
well,
tonight, because your body's gonna be used to laying still and lying down, but then it's gonna do a bunch of moving, and that's when it's gonna be bad.
all right, well, so we're putting a bucket by the bed. Sorry in advance for that. Not exactly
right.
the romantic reunion night, I guess.
I'm just glad you're here. And everyone was super nice to me.
Guessing even with my passive insight, I know that's a lie.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
I just gotta smile and nod. Well, that's good. I'm glad it wasn't bad.
It was really good to have Achilles here.
Good. He seems to be a good member of the group and fitting in well.
I'm a little bit worried about him becoming so attached to Morton so quickly.
Maybe, but I mean,
not that I don't trust Morton. It's just I don't necessarily trust the state that Morton is in right now.
That's fair.
But I also feel like the one thing Morton and I have in common is that he's maybe given more shit than he deserves.
Yeah. He's a little bit more angry than you. Not even angry,
vocal.
just yeah, that. Yeah.
Two sides of the coin. I kind of shy away. He gets more so, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing he says isn't valid, but
as you're talking to Edmund, his face like goes blank and his eyes go wide and his eyes flash with a sapphire.
I immediately like
and that's what we're gonna end today's session.
We're gonna have to take out our eyes,
so that's where we're gonna end today's session. Thank you so much to my players. Today was a crazy amount of shite, but I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned at Charm Person's social media for more updates on our Sunday game. We might be taking a little break, might not be. We'll see what's happening, but stay tuned on our social medias to find out what's happening with that. If we do take a little break, it'll only be for a month or so, and then we'll be right back into this campaign. This coming Monday, so tomorrow, at 7 p.m. Central? Yes.
6:30. Yeah.
At 6:30 p.m. Central, here at twitch.tv/charmpersons, we are doing our next Candlekeep session. So you'll be able to see a slightly older Muffin Tops. What are they called?
Just the muffins, actually.
Just the muffins? Yeah. But I think it was because of the muffin tops. You know, they're all a little chubby. That's why I got that name. But no, listen, I don't know what's happening. I'm not good at no script. Tune into that at 6:30 p.m. Central. And then this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Central is our next Monster Heart session. So it's been a few weeks since that last one, and a lot it was left kind of in a cliffhanger, so tune into that to figure that out. As always, like I said, at Charm Persons on pretty much all social media except for whatever the fuck X is calling itself these days. And but other than that, stay tuned. Thank you to my players, the best players a GM can ask for. I do say it every time, but I do mean it every time. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.